Put your head on. Put your head. Put
5.
One, 2, 3, 4.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Imagine playing Atlanta. He's one of Sean's guys. He's looking for that double outside entry already. He's got an outside heel hook and regular Ashi.
Oh,
He's got that.
tap.
Man, that was good. Nice sweep.
4 or 5 minutes solid.
Oh, look at that triangle.
Closed guard.
I think he's gonna get tacked on instead of looking to finish the triangle. He's got a deep angle now. That's a tight triangle.
And he got the tap.
All the news stories that are negative.
He's got some tap. With a twist of the day.
Watch. He goes like butter. He's already on the leg. Yep. Hit that inversion to Ashi to a DOA. That heel hook. Up that heel hook.
I watched 2 videos of Chase earlier today. Do this exact $1,000.
That's $1,000 to the winner.
$1,000.
Oh, look at 2 on 1. Oh, look at the honey hole under off this. And that look.
Good grab.
Oh, he's in on Ashi now though. He's gonna get that outside heel.
Oh, that was.
No such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and you're the imagination of yourself. Here's Tom with death, life is only a dream, and you're the imagination of yourself. Here's Tom with the weather. Realize that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slower vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death, life is only a dream, and you're the imagination of yourself. Here's Tom with the weather.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engines.
One, two, three, four.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're here in Perry, 10th Planet Perry Jiu-Jitsu for the Mid-South Classic 5 open weight 60-man EBI rules tournament. $2,000 on the line. We got some really tough-looking dudes in here today, so it's going to be a little bit crazy. We got everybody here. We're going to be keeping it a little pride style with everybody pushing everybody back in bounds, making sure we don't break into Papa John's because they'd be mad at us and stuff. Yeah, so we're just really hyped to be here. I don't even have much else to say. I want to kick it over to these guys on the desk because I got some other stuff to do.
All right, y'all are on.
Thank you so much for joining us here for the Mid-South Classic. My name's Brandon McCatherine. We're here in lovely Perry, Georgia, and I'm joined
By Sierra, good one again. Nice to see
Sierra
y'all
is
again.
back by popular demand. Everybody requested that Sierra.
I mean,
be
they
on the
just
commentary.
they couldn't get enough of my southern accent, and then I guess my killer instincts here.
Yeah, no doubt. And of course, your deep knowledge of the game.
Bestowed by my lovely coach right
You
here.
must have a great coach. That's the only thing that makes sense. So yeah, we're here at 10th Planet Perry, Georgia. We're just outside of Warner Robins, Georgia. We got a 16-man bracket coming up for you guys today. It's an absolute tournament. So nobody higher than purple belt and down. I think we got a couple of blue belts in the bracket. We got some MMA fighters in the bracket. We got folks from Minnesota. We got Florida, Georgia. I think I saw some Colorado out there.
Man, we got a really mixed bunch here. I'm excited to see what happens. I watched a lot of these guys, and I've rolled with a few of them. I don't know how this is going to shake down today.
No telling how it's going to shake down. I do know that if you've been in a shakedown in a car accident recently, that you need to give your boys over at Musgrove Trial Firm a call. Call them up, 678-226-1194. They're going to take care of you. Just give old Buddy a call. Buddy knows the score.
Just have a chat with him.
Hey, it'd be a shame, though, if you had to go see Buddy over at Musgrove in your brand new car that you picked up from Parkway Automotive. That'd be tough. But I'll tell you this, if you need a car, a nice, reliable car,
I need one.
maybe you should give them a call. They're right here in Warner Robins, Georgia at 4800 Russell Parkway. You might just want to call them up, see what they got. Maybe give a drive by.
Get
Stop
one as
in.
a head out.
Walk through the parking lot. Kick tires a couple of times.
Got to be a tire kicker, don't you?
You got to, but you don't have to kick the tires too much at Parkway Automotive because they're going to take care of you. They're going to do you right.
All right, you want to go into the bracket?
Yeah, let's talk about the bracket. You got the bracket pulled up for us there, Sierra?
Yeah, I got it drawn out for us, actually.
All right, let's have a look at it. Once you go through it, we'll start with the top left. There.
Yeah, starting with the top left, we've got Riley McCormick versus Solomon Reed. Riley's a purple belt under Ridge Blackburn, and he actually owns McCormick's Academy of Combat Sports. He won his last showing at the undercard of the PGF on the Summit Grappling.
And he looked really good on that card as well.
Yeah, he looked good. I was excited with his match. He did really well, and he's been training for 7 years. Now he's going against Solomon, the Unbreakable Reed. So he's a blue belt out of Orange Park, and he actually submitted Evan, who's also in the bracket today, at the 10th Planet Atlanta tournament back in December.
Now, I got a question about Solomon. Do we call him Solomon the Unbreakable Reed, or do we say the Unbreakable Solomon Reed?
I don't know. I kind of like them both.
I think the Unbreakable Solomon Reed.
I feel like that's the right move.
That hard pause.
Yeah, give it that little break.
It's the Unbreakable
All right,
Solomon Reed.
I like that.
Yeah,
All
I think that's the play.
I think so.
Moving on to the next match, we've got Pat Dutton versus Onyx Roland. Pat is 37, and he's a purple belt from Next Level Combat in 10th Planet, Minnesota. That's a really far drive. I'm really excited that he made it out for this.
Yeah, he was telling me earlier they drove down and took their time, camped out, living like the Minnesota boys down here in Georgia.
Man, I can't complain. Camping on my way to a tournament, I'd be excited too.
Who's in charge of super chats in here? Who's doing the womp womp womp? Is that me?
I think that's going to have to be you because I don't have
womp
direct
womp womp.
access.
We got a super chat from Maya Shacker. Sierra has a real knack for commentating. She's a natural, and I would love to see her on an EBI in the future with the commish Brandon.
Oh, man.
Man, that's a huge compliment. Thank you so much.
You never know. It could be her next.
I mean, I could be out for Brandon's job, but I can't take my own coach's job.
Everybody, well, it's available. May the best man win.
You taught me to put up a fight. Moving on, against Pat Dutton, we have Onyx Roland. So he's a 10th Planet blue belt, and he's out of Colorado Springs. Another long drive. I think I've been out to Colorado Springs. It's really nice out there. I'm excited to see how he does. I've watched a few of his matches. It's really fun to watch. He's entertaining. Moving on to our next match, we have Wyatt Montgomery versus Nicholas Creighton. Wyatt Montgomery is actually a purple belt, and he's an owner and head coach at Forced Mixed Martial Arts. He competed and won on the PGF undercard, that same Summit Grappling card that Riley McCormick was on. He had a good showing on that in that match. And then he was actually in the Mid-South last time, and he went through a really tough knee injury, and he toughed it out, even went up against Matt.
Yeah,
Talking
Matt
about some
Elkins.
grit. He's got some grit in him.
Yeah, we all know if you've been around the game here in the Southeast for a while, you know how tough Matt Elkins is. So even being on the mat with him healthy is not easy day at the office. So to get through a knee injury and survive Matt Elkins is a whole nother animal.
Yeah, I don't want to try that, in honest. So Nicholas Creighton, he's a purple belt out of 10th Planet St. Paul. He was actually camping on his way down here because he's a teammate of Pat. So they were just camping on the way down here, chilling and having some fun. And he won a baddest blue belt tournament back in October. Well, let's wonder how bad of a purple belt he is now.
He's going to be a handful. He's going to be a handful. You don't come all the way down from Minnesota if you don't believe in yourself. You're not going to make that trip if you don't think that you're going to be good.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, you're betting on yourself. Do we have anything on Lance?
No, he is a last-minute replacement in
place of Caleb Wall.
In the place of Caleb Wall, there is Lance Morris, who stepped up literally 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago.
Which thankfully we had him step up. I'm excited to see him because I didn't know he was in the bracket. Nobody did. So he's kind of a little dark horse because we don't know much about him. He's going to be going against Kevin Church. So Kevin Church is a blue belt out of 10th Planet Jacksonville. He has an MMA Muay Thai background.
Kevin's a handful. I've trained with Kevin several times. And when he puts his mitts on you, it is not going your way. You do not want to let this man grab you. And then he's becoming a beautiful martial artist using his jiu-jitsu as well. So on top of having all the physical attributes and the training, right environment, he's the kind of guy that I really expect to see big things from. So very interested to see how he shakes this tournament out.
Sounds like he's going to be an exciting match to watch.
Womp, womp, womp. We got a super chat from Miggy, $4.99. He's got $2 to the first guy that pulls guard.
And then, the other $2.99 goes straight to the Mid-South Classic, I guess.
I guess that's how that works.
That's called just stacking them Benjamins.
Yeah, he knows how to spend it.
$2 at a time.
Every penny counts around here. All right, let's move to the right side of our bracket. On the right side, we have the handsome Kevin Cheryl, who just competed in the PGF versus Trent Creech. Now, Kevin Cheryl has been doing jiu-jitsu for about 5 years, but grappling for around 18 as he has a really strong wrestling background.
Yeah, he wrestled at UNI, which, D1 wrestler, wrestling, grappling his whole life. So he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu out there, out of Atlanta, out there with Sean Applegate. So he's coming in well prepared, well coached. He's got Sean here in his corner. He's got his teammate Kevin Buring in the bracket as well. Listen, he's a purple belt with only 5 years of experience, right? But he's a black belt level grappler. We got to see him up close multiple times. So, we got to see him, I think, 15 times during the course of the week with the PGF against some of the best guys in the Southeast. And he's the real deal. Kevin's a superstar just waiting to happen in this sport. So I'm very, very, very excited to see. In my opinion, maybe even though he's one of the smaller guys in the bracket, he may be the favorite coming into the bracket as far as I got to sit down and put my money on who's it going to be.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you there. Like, looking at the bracket just from my experience and what I know and who I've seen, he was my favorite going in just on paper. I'm excited to see that. One thing with Sean, he teaches concepts and his guys pick up on it and run with it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he does versus Trent Creech. Trent Creech is a purple belt out of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Charleston, South Carolina. And he's actually a retired wrestling coach. You got two wrestlers going against each other. That'll be neat.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Now, moving on to our next match, we have Chris Presler, also known as South Dakota Chris, versus Kevin Buring. Chris is actually out of 10th Planet Decatur, and he's a purple belt. He's the official ref of the PGF, and he recently moved to Alabama to pursue jiu-jitsu full-time. So he's extremely dedicated, and you'll be able to tell that when you watch him roll. He's there.
Yeah, Chris
Hey, do we have Chris? Did that move? I have here that Chris is against Justin Duke.
Did they swap him?
Yeah, Chris, South Dakota Chris is versus Justin Duke, and Chris Colesby is against Kevin Buring.
Okay, so that got swapped.
Unless that's the order. No, that's not in that specific order on that list. Apologies to the stream. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that I was running off of.
That's in the right order. Oh, wait, no. So Chris Presler's going against Justin Duke. My apologies. I thought this was in order. It was in order until this one. Do we have anything?
Well, here's the info.
Justin Duke is a big boy.
Here.
Okay, well, I don't.
This is him right here.
Okay, so Justin Duke is actually 29. He weighed in at 300.
Ooh.
And he is a blue belt. And his most recent comp was in Naga. I'm excited to see that.
I'm excited to see anybody that's 300 pounds get out there. I hope he gets matched up against the smallest guy.
Who's smallest in the bracket?
It's got to be Buring, right?
I would say Buring's the smallest.
But he's probably the most dangerous, though.
Oh,
honestly.
for sure.
Buring, his leg lock game is disgusting. We watched him again, another PGF season 3 veteran. We watched him terrorize some very, very, very good players with his leg lock game. He's an offensive machine. And he's not scared to get out there and get after it. He's not that experienced, You look at it if you're just writing it down on paper, you got to think Kevin Buring's the first guy out of the bracket. If you're just looking at it on paper, he's probably the smallest guy as far as weight goes. He's the least experienced.
Right.
14 months of training, less than a year and a half.
Only 14.
Only 14 months. But listen, man, I'll tell you something else. Both of these guys from Atlanta, they were on Fight to Win last night. And they both won their match on Fight to Win last night. They got some rest, woke up, drove down to Perry, and they're here to win this thing today. Kevin got a twister.
If I say they showed out last night, their matches were so good. I was highly impressed with them. I'm always impressed when I watch them. But also, Buring has a very highly technical leg lock game, but he's not just good at the leg locks. He's hit arm bars and chokes in competition just as smoothly as he hits his leg locks. So he's not one to be underestimated just because he has 14 months of training. He's training every day, twice a day. He's got more mat hours than most purple belts do.
Yeah, really, in some ways, he's got more mat hours than in the last year and a half than most of the black belts that I know. He's like you said, he doesn't miss training. Not only does he not miss one training, he doesn't miss 2 a days. He's he's young, man. He's just turned 20 years old. So
the world is his oyster at this
point.
point.
You feel invincible. You don't even feel like you can possibly get hurt when you're that age. So you just jump out there, you recover fast, you hit those 2 a days, and he's putting the hours in.
And that's all you can do. The hours are what show. The hours, the dedication, and the pursuit of excellence is what's going to change. That's what makes you great. Okay, our last match on the right side of the bracket is Isaac Herrera Figueroa versus Evan Stapler.
Here's the only information that I got on Figueroa. It just says question mark.
I was curious about
White
that.
belt question mark is what it says.
Yeah, well, that's another dark horse I don't know anything about, so I'm excited to see what he does. Now, he's going against Evan Stapler. Now, if any of y'all have watched the PGF, you know who Evan Stapler is. He's got a really tough, hard top game, and he's going to push you. He's going to push the pace. He was in the PGF Season 2, and he's also an aspiring rap artist.
Yeah, he's not bad.
No, he's not bad.
He's not
Some
bad.
of his stuff is pretty good.
The main thing that Evan is known for is being one of the heels from Season 2. He was one of the bad guys from Season 2, you know. He's got a very aggressive, he's out there to dominate the match, to manhandle his opponent, to wear him down, to break him, and to make it as uncomfortable as possible. He's one of the grittiest grapplers that I know.
I mean, that's the greatest way to put it. Is he's grindy and he's gritty and he's
going to frustrate you. Like
Yes.
if you're on the mat with Evan, you're going to, even if the match goes your way, you're going to leave the match frustrated that it was so rough and it was so aggressive, like very, very, very aggressive, very much about making you as miserable as possible. So it actually makes love it or hate it. He's got that love it or hate it style.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
And sometimes it's just a hard pill for people to swallow because they don't get that type of training all the time or that type of competition, really.
Well, and yeah, nobody trains in the room if they're a gentleman the way that Evan's going to roll in the match.
100%.
You know what I mean? Nobody's going to be doing to you in training what Evan is going to be doing. Nobody's going to be, it's not that often somebody smothering your face in training, that they're covering your face, that they're grinding their head into your chin, you know, digging their elbows into your muscles. Like and again, he was the heel in Season 2. He upset some people. He upset some people emotionally, but he also upset some people on the mat. So he took out 2 brown belts, submitted 2 brown belts, 2 very good brown belts, might I add. He's going to come out here and he's going to be a problem for whoever he's got his hands on. So, you know, I'm excited to see what Figueroa brings to the table. I hope it's more than just a question mark, though. If he brings a question mark to the table, I think that Evan Stapler is going to answer that question for him.
He's going to answer it in a very rough way, but it'll be fun to watch.
I'm going to try to get access to the chat so I can.
You're going to
keep it
hop in
going with
there
you guys.
and start
Yeah.
talking? Yeah, Egghead said that Evan Stapler needs to perform during the intermission for PGF Season 4. I thought you promised Prince. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I
we're
heard,
gonna
I
do
heard Prince
Prince
making
for-
pancakes.
Yeah, Prince is going to make pancakes at the halftime show next time.
Just flipping them pancakes.
All right, I'm going to get the chat pulled up here so we can kind of see what you guys have got going on.
Let's see here. They can sound off again. There were some people coming in here. Martha, whatever that is, says that they were going to beat Solomon.
I see Pat Daywalker in here. Here
There
goes
we go.
Kaya J, Egghead, Miggy.
Yeah, what up, everybody?
Appreciate those of you that have been already pitching in towards the super chat. If you're not familiar, that super chat's a way for you to support this tournament, support Stephen Aiken, Isaac, what they've got going on. You know, drop some money in the super chat, especially if you're into seeing the local jiu-jitsu scene grow. These guys, usually these promoters that are putting on the tournaments, they're not bringing down a ton of cash. Whatever cash comes in pretty well goes back to the athletes or to pay for the resources to make it happen. So don't be scared. Hit that super chat button. $5, $10, $300, whatever you got. It'll go a long way towards helping advance the sport. And one of the best things that you can do to help the stream out, just X out of the live chat for a second if you're on mobile and hit that like button. That's going to help push that through the YouTube algorithm, make sure it shows up on people's home pages. And go ahead and give this thing a share as well. After you X out of the live chat, you'll see there's a little share button right there. Just copy that link, share it in any kind of private groups, especially like private message groups with your homies that you train with. Let them know Mid-South Classic is going down. $2,000. Somebody's walking out of here with $2,000. I mean, that's kind of wild to me that like we got a purple belt tournament in Perry, Georgia, where you can win $2,000.
But it's so
Would you have
exciting.
believed it 7 years ago?
No,
8 years ago?
No, I don't think I would have, man. The scene has grown. Not only has the scene grown so much, but it's grown so quickly. Feels like just in the last couple of years, these kind of tournaments have started popping up, and it started making being a quote unquote professional grappler. It started making that more of a reality or closer to reality for a lot of these guys. So there's actually like a dream to reach out and try to grab. And we're going to watch a couple of hungry purple and blue belts get out there and try to grab that today. And when you're on the come up as a grappler, $2,000 is a lot of money. Somebody's going to walk out of here and feel like a true professional today. And 15 people are going home sad though.
You know what? But that's what you do with a tournament. You go out and you bet on yourself. And honestly, it's amazing seeing the sport grow and seeing that they have this potential to make it a career and something that they love and they strive to do. And that's the best thing about it. If we can keep making this sport become bigger and we can make it where our athletes get paid, we'll have more full-time professional jiu-jitsu athletes. All the tournaments will get even better, even though they're absolutely amazing right now because everybody's hungry when they get on that mat.
Yeah, there's in a lot of ways, I mean, it's great to watch the best in the world do their thing. But, you also, when you're trying to figure out who's the best, that's often settled by a really small margin. I mean, and you go watch that who's number one card that just took place. Listen, those are some of the best guys in the world. That's turning into 15-minute. It's just not that much fun to watch sometimes, So, oh man, we got a couple of.
We got a $20 from Egghead supporting Wonder Grappler and Bobby both of them.
Nice. Thank you, Egghead.
Appreciate you guys. Wallow J said he's got 50 on a twister.
Ooh.
If nobody hits it, then the Mid-South Classic keeps it. So
got 50 on a
so
twister.
You got a $50 bounty to the first guy that hits a twister.
Man, Kevin just hit one last night. Handsome Kevin already hit a twister. Maybe he'll hit one today.
You keep track of these bounties just on a sheet there. Or if any, and listen, I don't know, Stephen, how do you feel about this? Are you letting them donate to the individual athletes as well?
In the chat,
super chat.
Yeah,
no, that's not up to me. That's really up to you because it's here's the way super chat works. YouTube keeps 30% of it,
Right.
So and then you have to pay them after the fact. Okay, word. So if you guys do want to drop in and contribute to a particular athlete, just you got to name them in that super chat. Yeah. If you don't put their name in the super chat, then we're just going to assume that Steven's pocketing that money.
I love you very much.
And you get a womp, womp, womp. So you can't go wrong with that either.
So Caleb Kalista in the comments wanting to know if Wyatt has gone yet. We haven't started yet, Kalista. We're just about to get started here in just a couple of minutes.
Rules meetings taking place.
Yep, he's pulling for Wyatt. He's out there pulling for Wyatt. Says that's one of his training partners, and he thinks he's going to win this whole thing today. So pop off in the comments. Let us know who you got. We're super happy to hear from you. Kalista, thanks for joining us. Mr. Strong, bro. All of these guys.
Yeah,
Bias Hacker said, okay, Bias Hacker's got 20 right here for Handsome Kevin. He said, I call him Mr. because you have to put some respect on his name.
Oh, so I got to do handsome. I got Mr. Handsome.
Okay.
Okay. I'll call him Mr. Handsome.
No, I don't know. It don't hit the same, though.
Lance and Kevin's Cheryl in the final.
Yeah.
Is what Mr. Strombow's calling for.
Okay, he's calling Lance in the final?
Yeah.
Lance is our most recent addition, right?
Right. I think Lance is a purple belt. I don't know where he's out of, though.
Interesting.
That'd be interesting. A last minute step in, make it to the final.
Kaya J, she's hollering for Caveman Chris and Evan Stapler.
Man, those are two tough dudes.
$50 on a chest compression.
Oof.
Wow. A little bit familiar with that or whatever. There's like a top and a bottom. Offense, defense. You get to choose seatbelt, which is the both hooks.
Lance is Cole Miller's guy.
Nice.
Oh, so Cole brought. So Caleb Lance's guy Caleb dropped, and he brought another one of his young purple belts in. Talking about Cole Miller. Cole's going to join us on the broadcast in a little while. Spend some time with us. Steven's going over the fighters' rules, doing the rules meeting with everybody right now.
What are some of your rules? There are some of the rules. Or do we want to cut over to him? We can just cut.
You guys
to
can
him.
go ahead. Yeah.
Wait to try to get a takedown and stuff like that. Just, you might as well pull because you might be on the bottom in a worse spot. Just go ahead and let's get it started. Also stalling. Like, I will warn you several times. What does that mean? Like, you got to be doing a really bad job of not trying to be progressing the action for me to actually penalize you. But I will add round time to your overtime, starting at like 30-second blocks. Once I've warned you to the point that you know, right? It'll be obvious if you get time added to your overtime, it will be extremely obvious that you are stalling. It won't be like, oh man, I was trying to, so don't do it. I'll warn you. You'll know. Let's keep it moving. I know what it looks like to be stuck or be in a position that you're trying to set up stuff. So that's not what I'm asking you for. I'm not asking you to put yourself in a bad spot or do anything to get yourself hurt or any of that kind of stuff like that. But I'm also asking you not just to lay there and hold somebody down for 8 or 9 minutes in side control and not try to do anything, and try to just get to the overtime or try to stall somebody out, not connecting to any passes or whatever. Like we all know, you guys are all high enough level competitor to be in this room. You know what it is when you're stalling somebody out. Don't do it. That's not why we're here. There's $2,000 on the line. Protect yourself. Everybody's going hard. Everybody's trying to win, right? It's not up to them to save you. The referee's not here to save you. Richard, right here is our referee. He's not here to save you. You need to tap. We have medics. We have stuff if you get hurt, but don't get hurt, right? Like don't be the one that gets yourself hurt, right? Things can happen, accidents can happen. If you're called, tap, right? That's it. Okay. But it's up to you to make that choice again. The walls are in play as far as like takedowns and stuff like that, or if you roll up to the wall, it's still going to be active. We're not going to stop and drag you away from the wall or anything like that. So if you find your neck like stuffed up against the wall or whatever like that, that's fine. If you get against the wall, you can use your feet to kick off the wall, whatever, it's in play. Just trying to reset it over and over and over when the wall is in play is just ridiculous and takes way too much time. And none of the resets matter anyway, because like we know about resets. Okay. We're going to try to keep you guys out of this specific corner though, because a corner is a little bit of a different kind of play, right? A flat wall is okay. This one can be okay. And that one can be okay, but we will funnel you out of the corner. Right. Slams. Takedown. Like if you get taken down hard, that's not a slam. Okay. If somebody takes you down hard, that's not a slam. If you pick somebody up and like try to throw them on their head directly, that's going to be a slam. Like, don't do that. Like, don't try to like purposely hurt somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like if it's an accident or whatever accidents happen, right? I get it. That's what I'm saying. We're all in here for that reason, but don't purposely like try to put somebody on their head. The question came up, can you slam like if somebody's got you in their like full close guard? Again, yes, but if you put somebody on their head, that's going to be something that's going to probably get you called out of the tournament or whatever. So like don't pick somebody up and like try to like power bomb them onto their head and like in their career, right? But if they're in closed guard, obviously I understand what it's like that to pick somebody. That's what I'm saying. We know what we're doing. It's intent. That's what's going to get you in trouble, right? So keep your intentions competitive within the rules, and we're all going to have a really great day. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about any of that stuff? Okay. First matches. It's going to be Riley and Solomon, and then Pat Onyx, Wyatt Nick. The fourth match we've had a pullout. So Caleb Wall is out and Lance Morris is in. Like literally a last second replacement. Lance was doing an open mat across town. Cole was like, hey, you got to come over here and do this tournament. And he showed up. So thank you to Lance coming in and saving us right here. Kevin, Cheryl, and Trent, Chris Presler and Justin, Chris Colesby, Kevin Buring, Isaac, and Evan Stapler. That's the first round in that order. Okay. So we'll take how much time, Isaac? 5, 10?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes before the first match. So let's get ready to get going. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, guys, we're almost ready to get started for this Mid-South Classic Absolute Tournament. Purple Belt Absolute, 16-man bracket, $2,000 on the line here at 10th Planet, Georgia, 10th Planet Perry, Georgia. We're brought to you by Parkway Automotive. If you need something, looking for a used car, that's your guys. Parkway Automotive Sales, 4800 Russell Parkway, right here in Warner Robins, Georgia. And of course, as always, all of the Dream Show productions are brought to you by Musgrove Trial Firm. Call old buddy at Musgrove Trial Firm, 678-226-1194. Give him a ring. Something's going wrong. That's your boy, buddy. And if you're joining us in the chat, first of all, thanks. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and X out of the live chat for a second. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already. Engage with us in the chat. Hit that super chat. Let's support these players. And let's try to get all of these guys paid for all their efforts and their hard work and all the work they're putting in training, man. And let's all work together and let's push the local jiu-jitsu scene forward. No reason. The talent here in the South is just as high as it is anywhere else in the country. I've trained all over the country. I can tell you the talent level is no higher on the West Coast than it is out here in the South. It's just not as many people, so it's not as saturated. But you're going to see some great action today from these guys. When we put together a 16-man bracket, there's going to be just as much action. And I'll tell you what, this is a purple belt tournament. So you maybe you're in the chat going, well, it's just some purple belts, man. It's just some purple belts and some blue belts. Let me tell you something. The purple belts and blue belts most of the time are more fun to watch than the best black belts matching up against each other. And we were saying it earlier, a lot of times the best guy versus the best guy, the difference between those two guys is so small that a lot of times the match can get boring. And, think about when you're watching the UFC. Most of the best fights happen on the undercard.
Right.
When those guys they're hungry, they're up and coming, they got something to prove, they got a chip on their shoulder. Nobody believes in them but themselves. Those are the guys that are the most exciting to watch. And we got a bracket full of 16 of those kind of guys today, and they're playing for money. $2,000 is a purple belt. That's a lot of money, man.
Man, and if you think about it, that's why I love the PGF. It is a wide range. We go from white to black belt, and it is anyone's game. And think about it. Everybody can come in and have their best day or worst day at the same time. It doesn't matter. Belts don't matter when you're competing. But I will say my favorite matches have always been the purple belts and the blue belts because they're just out there and they're going. They give it everything every time they go out there. Not saying the blacks and the browns don't, but they're just so close in technical skill that we can't see the minute differences. But when you put like a purple and a black, there is a lot of differences that's going on there. I mean, think about it. We just had a purple belt win the PGF.
That's true. David Evers, young purple belt out of 10th Planet Huntsville, came in there. A lot of really good black belts. 8 black belts are in that season. It was a purple belt that came out on top.
It was 2 purple belts in the finale.
Yeah, that's true. There was 2 purple belts in the finale. That's wild, isn't it?
It is. But those matches were so dynamic and so fun to watch. You could just see like Kevin and David, all of them were really hungry, but they just went after it. They trusted and believed in themselves, and it showed through. And like you say, when you got something to prove, you go out there and you prove it. Now, talking about bringing home some cash, we've also got some bounties on the line. We've got $50 on a twister right now. We got $50 on a chest compression and $36 for a wrist lock.
36.
36 is
Okay.
what that's what Egghead put in there. So I was like, I'll put the accurate number.
That's funny. All right, almost ready to get started here, guys. Oh, Steven got us all. Got the whole
stream.
The whole world.
Oh.
Go share with your
That was
friends
pretty
so
high
that
level.
more people could get got.
See, I can tell why you and Brandon are such good friends.
Yeah, Steven's my boy. That's Bobby, both of them.
I love that nickname.
All right. Everybody ready?
I think we're ready to rock and roll.
Excited to see this.
Hey, before we get started, jump out, share this with your friends, share this in your Facebook groups, share this in your messenger chats. We're about ready to get started. Packed house, man. They're packed up against the walls. Here's an interesting rule here at the Mid-South Classic. The walls are in play. So they're not going to stop it because you're stuck up against the wall and reset you. The wall is part of the playing area at the Mid-South Classic. Personally, I love that rule. I love that. I want to see how because I think that's such an important, and a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, they underestimate how important the wall is when you get into MMA. But being able to fight on the cage or on the wall is an absolute crucial part of the skill set. Who we got coming up here, Sierra?
So we've got Riley McCormick and the unbreakable Solomon Reed.
All right, Riley is which guy?
He's the one standing.
All right, so Riley on top here.
And Solomon's on bottom. Solomon actually, he's known for this outside heel hook that he goes for.
Oh, they're getting after it right away. Riley is not playing around.
Yeah, so when Solomon was in the Atlanta qualifier, he played
flat.
This right here. He tries to hit a Kimura sweep off of this.
Solomon's going to try to Kimura sweep from here.
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough play to. He's looking for it already. I see it. That's going to be a tough play to make flat on your back against a guy like Riley.
Yeah, you got to be on your side to even start anything there.
He's putting together that lockdown. He's got one underhook. Oh, now Riley giving that.
Yeah, he's got that pressure.
Riley coming to us out of McCormick's Academy of Combat Sports, purple belt under Ridge Blackburn. Solomon, they call him the Unbreakable. Riley's out to test that theory right now. Little whip up there. Starting to dig the underhook.
He's got the electric unders.
He's going to have to get just a little bit deeper. Oh, man, he might have had what he needed right there to pull that off.
That's what I thought. I mean, transition to a closed guard is not bad if he wasn't sure that he had it.
Heavy breathing going on already out there.
Yeah, that's just a lot more to move.
Man, that shot looks great.
2.5 minutes in.
You going to keep the
I'll
time
keep the
up for us? That's good. So doesn't look like we have a timer on the screen. So Isaac's going to give us regular updates on the clock. And then we've got the clock that we can see here as well.
Oh, wrestling up.
The wall. And here comes the wall is in play.
Is he shooting for a guillotine?
Oh, man, he may be just, man.
They're just getting thrown in the wall.
Out there.
These guys are putting it up there.
Hey, these guys are going to have to remember, this is a 10-minute match. You're literally 2 minutes deep right now. 7:55 to go.
There's not as much break as you like. You give it all in your first match. That break is not always enough.
And these big boys. Let's be honest. Cardio is not usually the secret weapon of a guy in an absolute division.
Pressure is.
Pressure is, but it's hard to do anything when you're tired, and so. Be interested to see how this pacing goes. Riley is a beast on top. He's really dominated the positions so far. Solomon, and Riley goes back. You have to attribute that to fatigue already early.
That's what I would have thought. His passing was so good, and he was staying heavy and connected.
Yeah, he just fell back. Fell back because he was tired, to be honest with you.
I mean, and that's when the other competitor can go in there and be like, if I'm not tired and I know I have the cardio, I'm just going to keep pushing you.
Riley trying to work this closed guard, looking to take grips here. Solomon kind of staying with that hands on the ribs, elbows on the inside style of posture. He's going to look to slide a knee into the middle and then maybe open his hips towards the back of the room to open the guard. Riley opens it for him. Tries to switch up. Yeah, he tried to switch off to a scissor there, but Solomon's thinking about jumping this leg.
Yep, he's going to look for that outside Ashi like another. No.
All right. Riley does a good job, peels it off. Solomon now trying to get
to honey hole, I think.
Yeah, he's trying to get over into a full reap there.
Now he's going to switch back over to double outside.
And here comes the 50-50 attack, or the double outside attack. You're right.
If he wants to finish that straight ankle, he's got to put his feet into Riley's hips, and he's got to roll that shoulder back.
Finish it though, Sierra. I think he's just using it as a control position.
If he passes that foot over and rolls, he'll get the 50-50 and get the inside heel hook as he goes.
Yeah, all the way down.
Good job here by Solomon controlling that second leg.
Or he may be looking for that belly down leg lock.
Well, you're right, though. He's going to have a tough time finishing that.
Yeah. If you're going to try that on, big boy, you're going to have to break it.
Caleb McAllister in the chat asking, are there any guys in the bracket who regularly train with the wall, like any MMA guys? We do have several MMA guys in the bracket.
Riley fights MMA. He's an amateur fighter, I know.
Riley
Oh,
fights.
swap over to 50-50.
It was Riley that initiated
Inside
his
heel
foot
hook.
into the 50-50, and Solomon got him right away. Solomon Reed advances with the 50-50 heel hook. Ooh, I know y'all liked that. Give it up in the chat.
Yeah, give it up for
Mr.
that inside
Solomon
heel hook.
Reed. The unbreakable Solomon Reed.
50-50 is one of my favorite positions. It's like a shootout if you both know what you're doing. So much fun. And very nicely done. He felt it the moment that leg was passed over. He knew he had the inside heel hook.
You called it. That was exactly, you said he's in the DOA. I'd like to see him pass that across into the 50-50 and get the inside heel hook during the roll. And that's exactly what he did. No roll, but right to the inside heel hook.
Yeah, that's to me that's the best option from there. Unless you're like Chase Hanna and them guys who have these insanely good DOA outside heel hooks. I think passing over to 50-50 and playing from there is the better choice. But that's just because that's my position that I like to play. But he did it perfectly. Smooth transition, had it there. Great. All right, so we're getting ready for our next match. This is going to be Pat Dutton versus Onyx Roland. Oh, hard collar tie. I mean, he was
Heavy
trying to
with that
snap his
collar
head all the
tie.
way down.
And Onyx is coming after it quick.
Now, I've watched Onyx, a few of his matches. He's got a really strong wrestling background, but he loves Americanas and Kimuras and that armbar from judo side.
Look at that hard flying knee cut pass there by Onyx. That was beautiful.
I feel like, yeah, transition to the north-south position here. He's got the arm in. If he can start turning that chin a little bit, nice defense, staying turned up. He may be looking for the Darce here.
Yeah, he's gonna have to break the posture a little more cleanly than that.
Yeah, and he got the arm.
Oh,
up.
this could be something cooking here. Arm not quite in position just yet. Onyx looking fantastic on top, very attacking style, and he could be thinking about switching off to this north-south here.
He was thinking about it a second ago on the other side.
He's got the face turned the direction he wants, but Pat doing a good job there, keeping his hands pressed to the inside. It's going to be pretty hard to pull off the north-south choke right there. He's going to be forced to transition.
He may swap off to an Americana or Kimura. He really likes those.
Onyx coming to us out of the 10th Planet in Colorado Springs, trained under one of my buddies. We call him Mikey Tips. I met him very early on in my jiu-jitsu
Beautiful
journey.
transition amount.
And Mikey's a great coach. And Pat coming to us out of Next Level Combat up in St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis and St. Paul area.
Trying to control that arm and separate him.
He's really hunting this gift wrap here. Onyx just dominating the top position right now.
He may look for an arm triangle here. Man, Pat's doing really good with his frames. He's getting his elbows back in there, and he's really making it hard on Onyx. But Onyx is just gritty and going.
Onyx is dominating positionally right now.
Oh, for sure.
Pat is way behind on the exchanges here as well.
And he's so calm. Like, Onyx doesn't look like he's giving anything cardio-wise. He looks good.
Here's the gift wrap.
To the
Switching
arm
off to the
triangle.
arm triangle on the other side.
He needs to walk that arm up a little bit more and then use his head to pin it up.
Yeah, he's rushing the finishing mechanic just a little bit. He really needs that elbow to kind of pass the center line before he steps over. He
might be able to finish it there through the jaw.
Finish it. I think he's going to tap him right here.
I mean, you can go through the jaw there too, and it still hurts.
Well, you can get a clean choke right here if your angle and your finishing mechanic is good. You just got to get that shoulder put. He's thinking about tapping.
He's trying to bump in. He's going the wrong way.
This is just patient, clean work by Onyx here.
Yeah, he felt like he was too high. He's trying to readjust to get that angle on the throat. He may get it this time.
Well, that's a good sign that he hasn't burned himself out either. You know, he's transitioning while keeping the lock. He's trying to find the spot. Look at
Oof.
that
he
was good.
So close right there.
No, that was a great move though, because he's using his body weight now to push that elbow back to the center. He's going to run right back to it again. I don't think he's going to quit going after this arm triangle.
No, I think he knows he'll get it.
Well, Pat really hasn't shown any signs that he's going to be able to get out of the bottom of this mount just yet.
No, I mean, Onyx has just got a heavy mount and he's got good control. And with somebody who's really good at the mount, it's really hard to get out. Hey, he's going for that punch choke. Got the Brandon special.
Shoulder's a little high.
But it can make him give up that arm.
It can make the arm triangle easier to switch to. That was a couple of mistakes there on that punch choke. But I can appreciate that he was going after it.
Yeah, you can use that punch choke to really open up the arm for the triangle and make that transition a little easier.
Man,
that is just some hard passing.
Pat pulls again. This time he pulls into the butter half. He's going to switch back off to his half guard. Excellent sprawl work there from Onyx. Just really good top positioning.
Yeah, he's fighting the lockdown.
And with your left arm, you can grab the other leg there and maybe start setting up some electric chairs.
Onyx has just got a good base and good passing. I don't think I would have pulled against him. I would have probably tried to wrestle him a little bit, but he does have a strong wrestling background too. Oh, good wrestle up to dogfight.
Oh, look at this. Nice work here.
Oh, and this is where the wall comes into play here.
That's exactly right, Sierra. So the tables have turned. Pat now finds himself on top and past the guard. And we'll see, did Onyx spend too much of his energy in those initial exchanges? He was dominating the opening part of the match. He probably dominated the first 5 minutes, but Pat believes this next 5 minutes belongs to him. He's holding on tight there. He's got more of a traditional side control. Onyx trying his best to work in this frame. Now to the knee on belly. Sliding over into the mount.
Beautiful.
Man,
and he's got him against the wall.
Positions.
So it only gives him one direction really to escape well, because if he tries going into the wall, he could get blocked when he tries to bring his knee up or anything like that. Oh, beautiful.
No. Big mistake by Pat. Held on to that. He just held on to that mount a little too long. Stayed just overcommitted to what he wanted to do instead of moving with his opponent.
Yep. Sometimes what you want is not what your opponent gives you. All right, Onyx is back on top. I think Onyx is going to stay on top now. He's not going to want to let him on bottom. He is not going to be on bottom again.
Yeah, Pat funneled him into that though with his half guard. So he funneled him into the half guard pull, butterfly half. He got the underhook from the butterfly half and then worked from there back into his half guard, came up on his dogfight. So Onyx didn't want to be on bottom, but Pat made the correct technical sequencing choice there to force him into it.
Still playing this butter half.
Go for it again.
3 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
And these boys are pushing the pace. It's not like slow. They're keeping a steady pace.
Ooh, this is a much better arm triangle. Man, he's got what he needs. He's got the attack setups that he needs for that arm triangle. It's just his finishing mechanics are just a little off.
It's just a little rushed.
He just keeps rushing to this portion. He's trying to get to the part where his head's on the mat just a little too quickly.
Yeah, that's the portion like where you need to crawl it. You need to be calm.
There you go. Nice.
Good recovery to his butterfly guard by Pat.
The crowd shows their appreciation for the good technical exchanges between these guys.
Yeah, they're really showing out.
Nice.
Man, his knee cut is hard. When Onyx goes for that knee cut, he throws his whole body weight into it. Trying for that Darce again.
Darce here, and this is how he set up his north-south last time.
That's what he may be looking for again.
Well, this is a much cleaner attempt than before. Only one hand in to defend this time. Head's facing the right direction. This could be a problem.
He may try for that counter.
Oh,
No,
this is a problem.
He may get the tap here.
He's gonna have to make a couple of changes if he wants the tap.
Put the head down and start walking.
Yeah, he needs to get his arm flat under the head there. Oh man.
Good job, gentlemen.
Very back and forth.
A minute 45 left. God, it feels like ages ago when I gave an update on that time.
Hey, I've been helping them out.
Transition
Onyx
him
mounts
out.
again.
He's looking for that. He's looking for that arm triangle
Whoa.
again. That one looked a little bit deeper.
Yeah, Pat just not gonna. He's not going out to the arm triangle.
No, I don't
He's
think
just
so.
decided that you can. I'll show you the arm triangle. I'm confident that I can get out of it at this point.
I feel that. He's like, you're gonna have to put me to sleep to get me out with that one.
Little,
Trying to punch a little bit, and
Yeah.
open him up.
He's trying to suffocate you here.
1 minute.
He's trying to hold you down here.
1 minute left for these guys.
Try to keep your oxygen going.
Oh, a
Excellent
beautiful
mount
bump
escape.
skate. Back to the butterfly.
Yep. Stay up with them. Don't get on your
Yeah,
back.
I think both these gentlemen have used up a good bit of their cardio right now.
Down into the body lock pass for Onyx with about 45 seconds to go.
There you go.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful,
beautiful.
work. He's not able to complete the sweep, but he might have opened up his triangle on the other side. Onyx buries in, gets his body weight down on it. "25 seconds to go now.
Go for the move. Go
I'd say it'd be like a Hail Mary pass right now.
that butterfly hook in there and go for the move.
I think Pat must keep him in lockdown for right now and just ride it out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be much choice. We're going to overtime here, kids.
That was impressive. Both gentlemen kept the pace up. But I think for sure, like, Onyx dominated the top game for the most part. But Pat showed some beautiful guard work and some beautiful sweeps.
He showed one. He showed an attempt at it a couple of times. You know, you'd have to say that that was pretty well dominated by Onyx. Pat did have a moment there where he was able to shine with that really nice sweeping sequence. All right. Timer's on. 2 minute time limit. 2 minute ride time limit here in the overtimes. This is contested under the traditional EBI rules, which is 3 2-minute overtimes. There's a top and a bottom of each round. Think of it like extra innings in baseball. Oh, he could be setting up.
The twister,
He
right?
could be setting up a twister right here, Sierra. What does he need to do to make this happen?
So he's going to need to get that arm separated from the body, and he's going to need to get it behind his head. But he let him, yeah.
All right, that's a 28-second ride time for Onyx.
All right, Pat takes the back two. And the really cool thing about this position, or with the EBI overtimes, is you can choose spiderweb or the back. And really, it's what are you the strongest at? Where can you control people the best? If that's your
Oh, he's
your
under
goal.
the chin, but he doesn't have that bottom
Oh, he's
hook.
already rotating out. Oh, man. That was fast.
12 seconds. All right, so 28 seconds versus 12 seconds for Pat.
Oh, and Onyx opts for the armbar this time.
I like it.
One of my favorite things is to go for the armbar because it's my comfortable. But I always choose the left arm because most people tend to be weaker in their left arm because they're right arm dominant. Ooh.
Up right away. Swing your legs. Remember, swing right away.
Trying to just do that pop break.
Oh, he's going for that iron palm.
Up again. Do it again. Do it again. Separate your shoulder.
I like to dig up under the leg here. Because if you go for ride time here and you control the leg, they can't really come up on you at all.
And Pat's having a tough time. He wants to turn to his knees here, but he's having a tough time making it happen.
Onyx swapped his
Oh,
grip.
he goes to the fingers to pull the grip. We got it.
Nice.
Okay, so that's 33 seconds. Now, listen, the way EBI overtime works is that Pat's going to have a shot to get this thing. And if he can get the tap in less than 33 seconds, he'll be declared the winner. So once there is a submission, the other guy gets a look. If it's in the top of the round, the other guy's going to get a look at it, and he gets a chance to match or beat that time. But once there is a submission, there will be no more overtime rounds. It ends in this round. So we're
Right.
going to find out, can he beat 33 seconds?
And this is when a lot of people go to the arm bar. Is when they have to do it quickly. And he's got the stack. He's got to watch that elbow, though. His elbow's just
Got it.
yanked it out. There we go.
7-second escape.
Onyx moves on to the next round. That was an exciting match. I liked watching those two gentlemen. What everybody in the chat think about that one?
So it's Onyx Roland moving on to round 2. He's going to take on Solomon Reed, who beat Riley McCormick in his opening matchup. And moving on into the next part of the bracket here, we're looking at Wyatt Montgomery. And Wyatt's coming in, you know, it's an absolute tournament, but he's not a big boy. You know, he may be the smallest guy weight-wise in the tournament.
Probably say he's walking around maybe 170.
And what do we know about his opponent here?
So Nicholas Creighton is a purple belt out of 10th Planet St. Paul, and he won a baddest blue belt tournament back in October, and he's a teammate of Pat's.
So they came in together.
Be interesting to see if their styles are there's any similarities in their styles. But we see Nicholas sit, so I'm wondering if he likes to play the leg lock game.
Yeah, so we've seen big boys so far on this side of the bracket. And now we're going to have two of our smaller competitors moving in against each other. And there's a little weight difference in them. Creighton a little bit bigger, but Wyatt quick and aggressive.
He's in the sweep. He's going to go for a leg lock. It's going to be he could transition to honey hole on the leg closest to him.
He's going to have to be careful he doesn't get switched off on himself there.
Right.
Interesting play there by Creighton.
Wyatt likes to play a heavy passing game, so I see that he's okay with this on top. Good defense by Wyatt. Nicholas is going to be in on that leg for Ashi. He may be looking for that outside heel hook. He's letting the knee rotate a little bit. It's really straight.
Oh, this wall could come into play here. This outside heel hook just depends on what that knee line situation is
And
like.
he could swap over to the knee bar there, but there's a toe hold
toe
by
hold
Wyatt.
counter. Nice. Good job by Wyatt keeping himself safe there. Whenever the wall starts getting involved in these leg lock situations, things can get dicey pretty quick.
Yes, it makes it really hard, especially if you're the one needing to roll out, and that's the direction you have to roll out in. You can get caught real quick.
Play your game. All right, Nick, one more warning. Go to that.
Wyatt's very aware of the leg lock situation here, which just speaks to how long he's been training and how much he trains.
Oh, look at this
is a
reverse entry here from
beautiful
Creighton.
Passes over to the outside. I might have left that inside and went for the inside heel hook.
This was going to be tough. He got it.
Nicely done.
Yeah, Wyatt took a hard pop there. Outside heel hook.
And he's such a tough competitor. Nicholas Creighton showed out. He showed his game really well.
Great entry.
It was
Great
so
entry,
smooth.
man.
Smooth like butter.
So we got the replacement Lance Morris with Kevin Church coming up next.
They're up next. Man, Kevin's got an MMA and a Muay Thai background. He's out of 10th Planet Jacksonville. I see this being I watched some of his wrestling. He's really good on his feet, too. I don't think the wall will be a problem for him. But Lance is a dark horse.
Yeah, I mean, if he's training over there with Cole Miller and Cole felt confident to put him in here on same-day notice, I mean,
that speaks volumes in itself.
That speaks highly to me. Cole, one of the finest martial artists that I know, and so to have his blessing on a guy really puts a lot of respect on his name. And you can see right away he's not intimidated by Kevin.
Not at all.
Kevin looks like a monster, and Kevin is a monster, but Lance is, it's hard. He didn't have time to get nervous.
That may work in his favor.
Sometimes that worked in my favor.
Just get thrown to the wolves and you can be a wolf yourself. He was trying a little foot sweep a second ago just to off balance Kevin. There he goes for that foot sweep again.
Yeah, he's going to have to follow the foot sweep up with something, though.
Maybe transition to a single leg or a double.
Kevin trying to rush in on the body lock. No good. A lot of jockeying for position. Here's a level change now.
Now that was a hard fall on the head there. There's a lot of weight to come down on you when you sit like that under Kevin.
Yeah, he tried to pull guard while his
Those mitts.
posture was bent like that. Kevin got the mitts out. He's got that weight on, but look at, oh my.
Man, that's a lot of weight to pick up. He's looking for that Kimura.
Oh, and Kevin runs his head tight into the wall. This is a crazy exchange here.
Yeah, is he going to throw the leg over the head and try to like pull that Kimura through?
Yeah, I think he's going to try to pull him back the other way.
See, Lance got control of the leg. That's smart, but he still needs to be aware of that arm because
Yeah, I mean, even if Kevin ends up on the bottom here, he can still control it because it's going to be hard for Lance to step around into the arm lock here on this side. Excellent work by Lance and use it to pass the guard.
good control.
He's going to look for the Kimura of his own here, maybe. Wouldn't that be
Or what about an arm bar step around if he can get the reaction? The way he's pulling that elbow into him.
Yeah, it's going to expose this Kimura, though. You see that?
Right.
When he lifts that up, it makes Kevin want to flatten himself out, which gives the momentum to expose the elbow on the other side. And now Lance finds himself on top of the larger fighter and controlling position. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go here in this first round matchup. You're watching the Mid-South Classic, 16-man purple belt absolute. They're playing for $2,000 out there. We're here at the bottom of the left side of the bracket, first round. This is Lance Morris on top, taking on Kevin Church.
He's looking to step over for that arm lock. But he's got his bottom leg trap there.
Yeah.
Nice. Kevin gets out from the bottom. Ooh. Watch out for the cameraman.
Listen, that cameraman's a professional.
That cameraman can move. You really getting to see the wall work in this
Excellent takedown off of the wall. Lance grabs up that single leg, runs the pipe, distributes the weight across the top of the thigh out away from the wall.
Absolute beautiful work.
Yeah, that was outstanding work by Lance. They're going to restart in the middle, but that was a great takedown. Oh man, he went to
he tried to do a hip toss off of it.
He went to hit that foot and it just don't like he was kicking a tree.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be inverted up under him, in all honesty.
Well, you know what? Kevin had a real good opportunity there to use his weight to smash down on the smaller fighter, and he chose to come up and move into a standing position for his passing, which really that's probably going to play into Lance's favor. I know if he's training over there with Cole, he's going to have a good outside guard game. He's going to be good with his De La Hiva. He's going to be good with his reverse De La Hiva. Cole has an excellent understanding of those positions. I know he passes that down to his students at a very high level, and you can see that with the reverse De La Hiva play here already from Lance. Switching off, very comfortable switching back and forth between the De La Hiva, reverse De La Hiva, now to the sit-up guard, but he exposes his neck in the process. Kevin does a good job sprawling out there and attacking the head. Lance right back to the feet, though.
Yeah,
Bring him down. Scoot back with it. Put your shoulder to the ground.
he might be exposing the head a little bit. Oh, he was looking for a transition to the leg there for a second. Right back to butterfly guard for Lance.
Yeah, Lance looks really good right here.
Very impressed with him.
They're starting to work into the corner there. Referee steps in. He's not gonna make him work in the corner. You know, he'll let him use the wall, but he's not. Oh, an outside De La Hiva sweep. Kevin reacts. Man, what a beast!
Man, you're getting plowed by a Mack truck. That don't feel good.
Check out how Lance turns, cuts his elbow back into the underhook there, and then takes the position against the wall. It's just good technical wall work here by Lance.
I'm really curious about his background now with the way he's like working on the wall. Like that shows experience on the wall.
Well, it shows experience training under somebody who believes that that's part of fighting. And that's what Cole brings to the table. He understands all the different aspects of fighting. You know, he fought in the UFC over 20 times. He's a veteran of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, fighting MMA in every kind of setting that you can imagine. And now Kevin overwhelms him. But
Right back to his guard.
Cole's experience as a teacher is really showing on Lance's game right now. I really see a lot of Cole's philosophies and theories coming out of him right there.
It's really beautiful to see the students take the concepts and the beliefs that the instructors have from their own experience and be able to implement it as well.
We're right over 3 minutes left on the clock.
3 minutes.
3 minutes left, Lance. 3 minutes left.
He's going to sit up again onto that single, and Kevin goes right on the head.
Pick it up. Keep going in.
He may, right back to the snap down. It's that same sequence that just happened a few seconds ago.
Yeah, and that's been the one place where Kevin has really dominated. He's gotten on the head a couple of times and been able to really distribute his weight and take advantage of his natural abilities to make Lance uncomfortable. But Lance is he's never flustered for a moment here.
No, he's been calm and relaxed the entire time. At least that's how he appears.
Yeah, he's not intimidated by Kevin's size or aggression at all.
I mean, with the way he's doing, he shouldn't be. Oof. He like shoved him back into that wall.
Listen,
I mean, it's all fair.
it's all good.
I would do it. Right into Ashi. Good sweep. He may be digging for that outside heel hook.
Kevin grabbing his own shin there, trying to distribute his weight against it so he can sprawl out.
Lance is letting his knee go down and not using it as a frame as much as he should there. So, yeah, he's going to get past with it.
Yeah, he got a little greedy trying to switch off. Right there, he brought his other leg over to the outside Ashi. Kevin, though, not capitalizing on those breaks. Like, Kevin, he goes and they have an exchange, and then he settles back. When the exchange is over, he settles back and he waits for the next exchange.
Yeah, instead of like keeping it on him. He's had a few openings, especially with a pressure passing style that I would have expected him to have.
Yes, even just like this moment right here, instead of up and on top of him, he's got little seams right there where he's allowing his opponent opportunity to breathe and recompose himself. And he's doing that for himself as well. But as Kevin grows and matures, you're going to see him start to take those seams out of his game.
Yeah, and it'll make him even deadlier when he's got those seams out of there, because those few seconds where it transitions from you and you're on top and you can start putting that pressure even harder onto your opponent and they need that break and you don't give it to them, that's when you start seeing some openings.
Look at that. Again, dominating the front headlock position is Kevin. 54 seconds to go in regulation here in this one. We might see overtime.
He looks like he's looking for the arm or maybe even the gift wrapped right now for the back. No.
171 people watching the Mid-South Classic right now, splitting this stream between the BrandonMC.Ninja channel and, of course, here on Stephen Aiken's channel. We thank everybody for joining us. I've got the chat pulled up, so feel free to participate. Hit that super chat, donate to these athletes, support our sponsors, Musgrove Trial Firm, Parkway Automotive Sales. And thank you for supporting and engaging and being a part of advancing grappling here in the Southeast. We're doing it today with the Mid-South Classic, and we're going to overtime between Lance Morris and Kevin Church.
That was a very interesting match. I liked watching both of them gentlemen. The wrestling was good. The wall work was good. Defense on both ends was impressive. Lance gets the draw first. He's going to take the back.
What, do you like that? I mean, what do you think of in this situation?
So for Lance, I feel like he doesn't look like he's expended a lot. He still looks calm. Ride time is a good choice.
Both guys are in good shape.
Oh, he had an armbar transition.
He's got a good – he's going to get out of there.
Yeah, that's my only issue. So, like, when you have an absolute – there's a super big size discrepancy and the guys are a lot stronger, they can rip out of the armbar sometimes. So, if you're doing the back, do the back for ride time. If your armbar is better, do the armbar for ride time if you can keep him down.
Lance gets a 12-second ride there. Does that change your strategy going in right here? If you're Kevin, getting that quick escape, how do you approach this play?
So if I was Kevin, I would either go for ride time, and that's my goal to win, is just to get the ride time, or I'd at least get halfway through, get a minute, and then start looking for that choke. So I know I have a minute of ride time, and then I've got a minute to work on that choke.
And you just feel like it's easier to control the back for time.
I think so. But personally, for myself, I can control the arm bar better.
Interesting. I sort of feel the same way, unless I can get to that body triangle. Now, that body triangle really changes things.
I just feel like when you can go for the back, from most of the competitors I watch, their back game is stronger and they have more control. So if you can get, in this situation, get a minute of ride time since you know your competitor just had about 12 seconds, then you can really start working for that choke if you want to, and if you don't want to go to that next overtime.
So we're starting to approach that 1 minute mark you're talking about right now, 51 seconds deep into this first overtime.
And that's what I would start doing, start working for that choke.
So yeah, if you're in his corner, you're telling him what, Sierra?
I'm telling him to go for the finish here. I think he has the ride time he needs. And if he can escape just as fast out of the next overtime, why not go ahead and try? Kind of had that combat jiu-jitsu hand out there for a second. Lance is doing a really good job defending. Only problem here is Lance will have to submit him.
Lance was planning on doing an open mat today.
Well, he got his own sort of
He
open
woke up
mat.
this morning with a different kind of morning.
Kevin almost opened the mat up with his head a couple of times.
Oof.
10 seconds left in this bottom of the first round. Overtime matchup here between Lance Morris, Kevin Church.
Yeah, it was
And that's the 2 minute mark. So 120 seconds of ride time built up for Kevin. Never really got close to a submission, but a giant edge in the ride time. How do you approach this now, Sierra? If you're Lance's coach, what are you telling him from the corner? You want to see him? So he started with the back in the first one, tried to transition to the arm bar. He's going straight to the arm bar this time. What do you think?
So if he knows his arm bar is the best, that's what he needs to be going for right now. That's what I would tell him as his coach. I'm like, look, you know you're down on ride time. You swapped the arm bar. You like the arm bar. Do you want to try controlling and winning from here?
Man, just so hard to stop a guy from like.
But see,
Kevin
I
from
like
getting
digging
up.
for the leg here. I would have had his arm on it, like swapped and had my left arm as the hook, and I would have dug for the leg.
Oh, and he's out of there 14 seconds. Another big escape. It's just so hard to control the arms on that when the arms look like that. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah. I
mean?
mean, that's a beast.
No, not like mine, Jesse. Not like my arms. Jesse James Wallace, low key putting me down on my own show over here.
And see, if I was Kevin's coach again, I would be telling him to kind of just relax and control. He doesn't need to expend too much right now, especially since he's up. Yeah, he's really up on the ride time. He can kind of be calm. Lance can do one of two things. He can fight to get out really fast, or he can just be calm and try to protect himself while trying to recuperate.
Once Kevin locks that body triangle in, getting fast is kind of getting out fast is sort of off the table as a possible solution now.
100%.
So he's going to have to find a way to undo this body triangle. He needs to get his leg pummel going. He's trying to put pressure on, but he really needs to be thinking about pummeling his legs underneath on the inside of the body triangle to release it.
Yeah, over the top, he's just kind of tightening it.
Yeah, and there are some guys, especially in the training room, some guys are gonna let go of that body triangle, or they're gonna maybe even tap when you start to be aggressive against their body triangle because it's uncomfortable on your feet. But really, in competition, you don't see people even address it as a threat when they're the offensive player. So
Yeah, it's really not
I
that
can't
uncomfortable.
actually think of a time when I've ever seen the body triangle attacked in an like effective way during competition. Now, listen, during training, I'm probably going to let it go. I'm probably going to move it because I don't want to be sore tomorrow, or I don't want some, off chance of something happening. But
And competition is just a different thing. Like training, you don't want to injure yourself before a competition. A competition,
well, there's
I'm
the
not letting
bottom-
you tap that.
See,
I'm not
see, look, he even aggressively locks up the triangle on the bottom position.
Yeah.
A lot of people would tell you that this is wrong, but you just don't really see that play out at the levels.
I was wondering if he was going to try for like a
Oh, he's
twister-ish
going
thing.
for it.
$50 on the line for that.
No, that's not a true twister. We couldn't,
Yeah.
we couldn't award
I
that.
said
Can't award it.
twister-ish.
Yeah.
Twister-ish. My only thing is here is that he
Another
just had too
full
much
ride.
space. I actually like what Cole said there. He said, let's take the back, figure for it, and get the choke.
Yeah.
It's a good call against him, in all honesty. We saw how the arm bar went. He's just too strong.
Yeah. Cole told him, he said, look, take the back, figure 4, smother him, and let's just get this done. And he told him, you're going to have to be aggressive.
And that's where a black belt's a lot smarter than me, because it makes sense. You saw the strength and size discrepancy and how he just lifted out of him.
There's the
A
smother.
choke is
All
a
right. So he's making the play
choke.
that Cole asked for.
He's under the chin right now. Let's see if he can dig it in.
He's doing a good job there.
Yeah,
Kevin does not like the way this is going here
Oh,
for
he's
sure.
yeah, Kevin's
He's
stronger. He
staying
can
calm,
probably just
though.
rip that out.
He's staying calm though.
Everything below the nose is the neck.
Kevin turning sort of the wrong way there. There's a palm to palm choke.
Yeah, he might finish that. And he would.
Oh,
I thought he might have just
man.
went through the jaw.
I tell you what, he draws blood from the nose of Kevin Church. And so-
Oh, he draws a lot of blood, not just a little. See, this is.
oh, he has the arm trapped. Kevin's in
I
trouble
think he'll
here.
finish. He might finish this.
No, Kevin doing a good job. Right as this starts to come into position, he tries to turn and look at it. You see, oh, he's starting to slide out. He's gonna force him to transition to this
To
rear
arm
triangle and arm lock here.
Lock that arm though. Come on.
We've seen him with the arm lock in overtime twice. He hasn't been able to wrangle him.
Come on.
He's
Yeah, and it looks
fighting
like
for that
Kevin's
far
got-
tricep.
Looks like Kevin's looking for that running man escape already.
All you got.
Oh, he's gonna get out. He's out of there.
That was a good exchange.
So it's gonna be Kevin Church.
By right time.
He
Right?
already went to get the bag.
Yeah, there's no way that
Yeah,
deficit can be made up.
No reason to go through the last part of the overtime. It's mathematically impossible. So we're gonna advance Kevin Church through the bracket. That was a great match. That was my favorite
Yeah.
matchup of the first round so far. I love, not every match is gonna end in submission, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I love to see a good technical exchange, a good back and forth. I like the story of Lance just come in at the last second there, having the veteran in his corner.
And putting
He's
up
a
a
gangster.
heck of a match against somebody who was prepared to come in here. But not like Lance didn't look prepared. He looked ready to go. And he was.
So let's go back through the bracket. First side of the bracket is now completed. In the first round matchup, we had Riley McCormick taking on the unbreakable Solomon Reed. Tell us what happened in that matchup, Sierra. Solomon advances, but how'd it go down?
Solomon advanced via an inside heel hook. So that was one of my favorites because he did this. He got into double outside Ashi. And when you're in that position, a lot of guys can stack and pass, but he was going towards a belly down position. Then the leg got passed over into 50-50. And the moment that leg got passed over to 50-50, he was already in on the inside heel hook.
And then moving on to take on Solomon Reed, the unbreakable Solomon Reed was the winner of the Pat Sutton versus Onyx Roland. Tell us about that one. It's Pat versus Onyx. Onyx advances.
Just a little bit, yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, this was a good matchup. Onyx was heavy on top, pressure passing, just going at it. He was not letting Pat breathe at all. There was a good back and forth exchange with both of those gentlemen.
How did that one end? That one went into overtime?
That was overtime.
Yep. And then Wyatt versus Nicholas ended with an outside heel hook.
Yes. He
So
had it on the inside
Montgomery-
50-50.
Yeah, Wyatt Montgomery came in. A lot of people were having good things to say about Wyatt. And, of course, I had some good things to say about him. We both got to see him at the PGF finale recently. We've seen Wyatt compete around the way a couple of times. So kind of some high expectations placed on him, even though he's one of the smaller guys in the bracket. But he took on another one of the smaller guys in the bracket, and Nicholas Creighton. And Nicholas gets in on the outside heel hook and puts him away. Got a hard pop out of it, too.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good positional technical position. Like he made sure to secure the position and then go after that heel. It's something that this is what you've always preached to me: get the position before the submission. And he knew what he was doing. I personally would have left it on the inside, and it's like, no, I know how to do this outside heel hook, and I know how to do it well. Pass it over and got it.
What do we have coming up on the second side of the bracket? Second portion of the first round.
So second portion, first round, we've got the handsome Kevin Cheryl versus Trenton Creech.
All right, tell us a little bit about these two guys. What do we expect?
So if you watch PGF or if you watch Kevin, he has a strong wrestling background. So he likes to come in there, stay in. He's going to want to pass. From what I've seen, he's got a Kimura that he really likes. And he's got a few chokes in the back of his pocket too. Now, he trains with Sean, so his leg lock game and his leg lock defense are up there too. But personally, I'm looking to see him to wrestle, start to pass, and look for that Kimura. Now, from Trenton, I don't know a lot about him, but he's a purple belt out of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Charleston, South Carolina, and he's a retired wrestling coach. So I'm going to guess that he's going to want to play a similar top game to what Kevin wants to play.
All right, and then moving on to the next match.
Next match is Chris versus Justin.
Chris Presler?
No, the other Chris that I don't have a name for.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a last name. I think it's Chris E. Chris Colesby? Okay.
Colesby. Yes.
I apologize, Chris Colesby. I don't have your name on my sheet of
I
paper.
don't have any
somewhere.
other information about him.
Okay, well, that's
He never
why.
Responded to me, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't have information on Chris Colesby, but he'll be going against Justin Duke.
Justin Duke.
No, Chris Presler, right? Chris Presler is going against Justin Duke.
All right. Chris Presler's against Justin Duke, and Chris
South
Colesby's
Dakota
against
Chris.
Kevin Presler. Okay.
Yeah.
And so wait, so Kevin Cheryl versus Trent Creech,
Then-
and then who's the next match that
Chris
takes on that
Presler
winner?
versus Justin Duke.
So Presler versus Duke takes on the winner of Handsome Kev versus Trent.
No. Yes.
Yes.
The winner of that. Yeah. Sorry. I listened, but I didn't.
Okay, good. I think we're looking at a different bracket than what you guys get to see on the screen. So
Yeah, that's my fault, guys. I apologize.
that's no worries. Just got to make sure we get it straight. So it's Chris Presler versus Justin
Justin Duke, and then it's Chris
And then
Colesby versus Kevin
Let's talk
Buring.
about that Presler versus Duke matchup just a little bit, Sierra.
So Chris Presler, also known as South Dakota Chris, is out of 10th Planet Decatur. He actually moved. Where did he move from again?
He moved from South Dakota. That's
Right.
why we call him South Dakota Chris.
Right. I wanted to say that just because it's fun for me. I like being a goofball. But yeah, he moved all the way from South Dakota, guys, to train and fulfill his dream of doing jiu-jitsu full time. And that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing at 10th Planet Decatur. And he's a phenomenal grappler. You go out there, and from what I've heard, when people get done rolling with him and he's really trying, really going at you, they look like they got hit by a Mack truck when they're done.
Yeah, Chris, a very aggressive player. Very good, tight trench warfare style passing as well. But Chris is a surprisingly good leg locker. He likes the backside 50-50s. He likes a 50-50. He likes to play the K guard. So don't be surprised to see him pull some of that out. And look, man, he's a rubber guard player too. He plays the 10th Planet system very well. Lockdown, rubber guard. So I'm excited to see what Chris brings to the table. This will be our first time seeing him compete in quite some time. And, we've seen him on the mats a lot as the referee. But he's like, look, I can handle myself
referee's
out there
time
too,
to
kids.
shine.
Don't worry. All right, so after Presler versus Duke, what are we looking at?
We got Chris Colesby versus Kevin Buring.
Okay.
I'm excited for this just because Kevin Buring has been training for 14 months. He is a blue belt out of 10th Planet Atlanta, and he made a heck of a showing at PGF
And just last night at Fight to Win.
and at Fight to Win. I mean, he is outstanding. He's a really good, I would almost say prodigy is the word I would use. But not just in the sense of naturally talented, it's the work that he puts in is why he gets that title of a prodigy.
And then our last matchup.
Is Isaac Figueroa versus
Okay.
Evan Stapler. And Isaac is the one with the question mark. So I wonder what that question mark is going to be answered with.
I feel like that's exciting. I hope he just comes out in a Riddler rash guard with a big question mark on it. I feel like it just
I would love
feel like
that.
not knowing anything about him adds to the pro wrestling flair of the event.
Oh my gosh.
He
He needs a Riddler rash guard now. Can somebody please make that happen?
I can
do
make
it in
it
the super
happen.
chat. You can pay these guys.
Hey, yeah, y'all, somebody pay him so he can get this Riddler rash guard. Now, Evan Stapler, We know a good bit about him. We've seen him compete. I've rolled with him. He's a training partner at a 10th Planet Decatur. He's a purple belt and a PGF Season 2 alumni.
He's a banger. He's a banger.
He's gritty, tough, and he is not something you're going to face every day.
Yeah. Evan is not the kind of guy that you want to have to run 3 rounds in a row with, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So when he comes in, he's coming in aggressive. His objective is to make you uncomfortable, unhappy, miserable. He's looking to create suffering with his positioning and his passing. He's the kind of guy who's going to dig his head into your chin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I kind of like
he's
it.
He's not the friendly role that you get in the gym. He's Evan Stapler, and he got his own grindy, hard-working, like he's a blue-collar kind of grappler, you know?
Yeah, I like that. A blue-collar kind of grappler. He kind of takes my philosophy a little bit, and it's kind of your philosophy too. I've only got to tap you once, but I'm going to make you suffer and take your soul until you give me that tap.
That's right. And listen, that's a wonderful style. When things are tight, though, sometimes that style can lead to long matches. And, you know, even if it works out for the first match or the second one, how does that strategy play out for Evan over the course of a whole tournament?
You know, I think that's when you need to have that other part to you too, where you can pull the gun. Like, you know, you have a quick submission in the bag if it's the openings there. Like for me, I love presser passing, but I like leg locks too. If there's an opening for that, I'll take it if it'll end the match quicker.
All right, so we're going to get back to the bracket. We're now going on to the right side of the bracket. This first matchup, we're looking at handsome Kevin Cheryl versus Trent Creech.
I'm super excited for this one. I don't know much about Trent Creech.
Well, we know he's a purple belt. We know he used to wrestle and coach wrestling. He's coming to us out of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu out in Charleston, South Carolina. But Kevin pulls guard right away,
He's
gets in on
probably
the
gonna
shin to
leg
shin.
lock.
He's already got the off balance in the back.
Oh,
take.
look at this. He's going to do a slow climb here, just like he should.
Yeah,
Yeah, is he? There's a knee bar.
that's a good switch to the honey hole here by Creech.
He's got to be really defensive. And
Excellent entry there by Creech.
that was
Cheryl looking to pull his knee
He's
out.
got
He
his knee
frees the
free right
line
now.
here.
I thought Trenton had a look at that calf slicer on the backside when people run out of leg locks.
You know, a lot of people like that calf slicer. I'm a big calf slicer guy, but you got to be super careful chasing people with that calf slicer if you don't have that leg reinforced.
Oh,
I've seen
right.
a lot of people. That's how Matt Elkins got hurt against Randy Roden back in PGF season 2.
Yeah, you got to have it reinforced. That's the one thing about the calf slicer. It's essentially like when you're in the truck and somebody's got on there. If you kick out, it's going to pop.
Look at this. Trent looking great out there. Double underhooks.
It's a strong passing and strong guard
Coming
work.
up, looking to move past the knees now. He's in the 3/4
He's
mount.
got that bottom leg stapled too.
Trent looking very, very impressive so far against a guy that we know is very tough in Kevin Cheryl.
You know, Trent may be the dark horse in this one after all. Kevin's got his butter half back. He may look to off balance here and go up under the leg lock. Oh, beautiful defense there. He felt it coming and transitioned right out of it.
And if you're a fan of Fight to Win, if you got Flow Grappling, you saw Kevin Cheryl last night go out on the big stage. Oh, look at
Good
that. Just wrestle up. Excellent. Kevin coming off a win last night at Fight to Win with a twister, and he's attacking the head during his passing now.
It's a good choice to pin him down.
He's halfway through a knee cut here. Attacking.
He's
the way
attacking
Kevin
that
goes.
Doris, right?
Attack the head, knee cut. Attack the head, knee cut. Trent doing a good job, though, coming up on this single leg right here. He's going to try to come up and stop from exposing his head. Excellent work. And Kevin getting to the back again. Now into the leg drag. Very good work there.
Yes.
Kevin
These
Cheryl.
gentlemen are going at it.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal matchup here.
And Sean
This is
gives
the same
perfect
position.
coaching.
This is the same position Kevin got his twister from last night.
Yeah, I think he's going to go straight for the back on this one, full control to the
Right
body
into
lock.
the
Yep.
body lock.
Kevin's really good from the back.
Yeah, we saw him tap Caleb McAllister there in the PGF finale.
He may look for that twister here, actually.
There's $50 on the line too.
But it's not a full twister though. Without
Oh,
the,
I keep going back to that
it's a twister.
Oh, he is going to try the baby twister.
baby twister.
Does it count for a baby twister?
Hey, look, that's a real submission. It takes a little gas. It takes a little gas.
It may open up the neck though if he gets it enough.
Well,
If he can follow to the back,
he'd have to chase it back into the position here.
which may be what he does.
Oh, he can't let that hand slip to the other side.
Oh,
Oh my God, baby twister.
no. That was good. So does he get the twister bounty?
I don't know. We'll have to let the people decide.
The people must decide.
What does
People must
everybody
decide in the
think?
chat. We may need to go. You know what? We need to go to the commission. We need to go to El Jefe with that one.
Is that
El Jefe.
$50?
Is that
Yeah.
baby twister counts as a
Baby twister's
twister?
$50.
All right, that
Kevin
counts.
got he got
El
the
Jefe has
bounty.
spoken.
$50 bounty, baby twister. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to step on for just a second, and I'm going to step on to the mat and Coach Chris, and we might could bring. Oh, here comes old Jimmy coming in, Jimmy Barnett.
Oh, I get a new partner for a match. Y'all just get stuck with me the whole day. So up next we have Chris Presler, South Dakota Chris, versus Justin Duke.
Introduce yourself, Jimmy.
What up, guys? I'm Coach Jimmy, or Jimmy Barnett.
He's gonna be calling in.
Yeah, let's go. What do you know about these guys?
Well, Chris Presler's out of 10th Planet Decatur, and he's got some, as Brandon was saying, he's kind of like a well-mixed bag. He's got a good grindy, like trench warfare type passing, but then he's got K-guard and backside 50-50, which speaking my language right there. But he also plays lockdown and rubber guard. I feel like he should be pretty versed in any area that he gets put in.
Which
Now,
rash guard is he in?
He's the purple.
Purple rash guard.
Yeah, and then Justin Duke. I don't have much information on Justin Duke.
He's a big boy.
Well, I mean, there's that.
I actually have some notes. I think he is one of the heaviest guys here today.
I believe he is the heaviest.
He is the heaviest guy.
Oof. Oh, yeah, his last tournament was like back in July as a Naga.
Nice.
I love seeing these guys getting out here and competing.
They're looking for collar ties. Just kinda
Calling for the
tying
get
up.
down rule.
We've implemented the 1 minute get down.
Yep.
Now, are they going to move to purgatory? Or is double double unders or
Chris is on top, butterfly guard, double under.
okay. Yep, so it's the traditional EBI 1 minute get down rule. So Chris Presler's on top, and then Justin Duke's on bottom with double unders and butterfly guard. Brandon's calling for Chris to get heavy with his biceps. And what he means by this is he wants Chris to put his weight through the elbow so that they can't elevate him up and he's a little bit stronger.
Kind of arching his back with that good posture, driving in.
Yeah. So when I get in this passing position, I put my head up under their chin and treat their head like a Pez dispenser.
Oh, yeah. Start steering it.
Yeah.
pushing them away.
Like you're trying to pop their head off as you pass because like when you move the head and the spine, you get past.
You just move to half guard.
Womp,
Yep.
womp, womp. We got Nader season for handsome Kevin.
Nice. Thanks, Jackson. Kevin's going to love that.
Sir. He's looking to kind of flatten him out, stay heavy.
This
don't
is
work
where
his half.
good black belts go to die. When you don't have an underhook, you're flat on your back and half guard or anything like that. Oh, he made a good transition.
He almost cleared that knee.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him like just stick with it just a little bit more. I think he could have got his knee back in. But Chris is being heavy with that shoulder press.
Whoever's controlling the shoulders and the head of the bottom person is usually winning this half guard position. And he's doing a very good job of just flattening him out, keeping him down so he can kind of work to clear his knee.
Yeah, I want to see him kind of like toesy pass. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for him to lift it. So essentially what I want him to do is I want him to tripod on his head and lift his butt up in the air like a tripod and then walk his toes up. So he's just toesy on up and then cut his knee down.
Nice.
He's actually really good at that pass. I think that's what he's looking for.
His right leg, he should heel toe, get his knee up.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite ways to pass right
but I'm
here.
gonna need him to drop his hip a little bit for that.
Yeah.
So what he's looking to do is do the toesies and come straight up into like the mount, the 3/4 mount on the far side. It's a little harder. I like what you do. I like dropping my hip and then just heel toeing up.
Yeah, that's my. It's kind of my go-to from here, shooting your hips in and walking it up.
Yeah.
Just looking to get his
The arm
knee
triangle.
for the arm triangle.
Justin's doing a good job keeping his guard, but I feel like that's all he's doing right now is just defending.
Yeah, and Brandon's calling for him to pass again, pass again. Like,
So-
just keep it up.
Yeah, so Brandon's philosophy is when you're on top, you're always passing, you're never not passing.
Nice.
And it's a good way to think because they're always trying to inch it back. You're always trying to keep
inch
it, so you just
forward.
keep passing.
Yeah.
Now, he's in a good position. So if he takes his time, walks that arm up, and gets the position, he can transition either to that arm triangle or to the
He
back.
just finished the pass. Or he
There we
stepped
go.
over.
Chair sit.
Don't rush that back take. You better be good position. I like the arm triangles. Look at it.
That's a good call. Brandon said, "Hey, don't rush that back take. I like where you're at with the arm trial, and we can cook him from here."
And he's looking to push the knee and get everything back. Oh,
Beautiful
his arm triangle.
transition.
He got over.
And his shoulders down, but the only thing right now is he might get the tap. Just keep it there. I would just keep staying there. Don't burn your arms out. See, I would like the elbow that's around the arm around the head. I want the elbow flat on the ground.
I just like seeing him set his weight into it and drive his weight and use his weight instead of his squeeze. He was
Yes.
using his squeeze a little too much, and that's why he was able to escape. He should have drove forward with his weight, his chest big.
Yeah,
He escaped, and now he's turtled, and he's looking to flip this turtle over.
the thing with the arm triangle, it's more of a body choke than you give it credit for. Like your body
Yeah.
pressure can do the choke. Your arm doesn't have to do anything.
Or
All of
under
my
5
chokes.
minutes on the clock.
All of my chokes, I'm looking to use my body and sink things in that way. I never squeeze. You can always goon something, but I'm not looking to goon something. I don't want to burn my arms. I want to
You want that
and just
technical
set
submission.
things in nice and slow. That way my body weight and my body's doing the choking instead of squeezing.
Looks like we're looking for a north-south here. So if he can keep backing his lat up and turning the head the opposite direction.
There's a tap.
Beautiful.
Hey, north-south choke. That was awesome. That was a really good match. Had him on his heels defending the whole time. That was a really, really nice match. Constant
job.
forward pressure, constantly attacking. Did a really good job.
Cool. We're going to get Brandon back on the stream.
Next up, Chris Colsby, Kevin Buring.
Thank you for joining.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you guys letting me in on it. You guys have an amazing day. does he got another competitor today?
Yeah, he's got another one. He's got Evan in after this match.
All right, so you guys will see me back in just a second when Evan gets up. But oh, Brandon's just hanging out. Cool.
Yeah. Well, then you'll hang out on the
So you guys get to see
get
my
to
pretty
stay
face
around.
more, huh?
So up next is Chris Colsby versus Kevin Buring. Now, Kevin Buring, I can't say this enough just because it shocks me. He's been training for 14 months, blue belt. His leg game's phenomenal. His arm bars and chokes are great too. I'm excited to watch this one. So if you can't tell, I like watching him grapple.
All right, so for the crowd out there, which one is Kevin?
Kevin's in the white Assassins rash guard, leg lock Assassins.
Let's go. He's already on the heel.
Outside heel hook on Ashi.
And there's the finish. Nice. That was
very quick.
fast.
That was very quick.
We didn't even get to call it. Was that outside Ashi heel?
It was that outside Ashi heel hook. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
it was Ashi, but an outside heel hook. So standard Ashi,
Yeah, standard Ashi.
outside heel hook.
That was quick.
All right. The next match, and this is the last match of the first round, is Isaac Herrera Figueroa versus Evan Stapler. And now Isaac's got the question mark. And Evan Stapler is the 10th Planet Decatur product, who's a PGF Season 2 alumni. He's got a pretty gritty, grindy, heavy pressure passing game. So this is going to be fun.
So Evan is in the black rash guard.
And Isaac's in the, does it say, it's progress. Okay, so it's progress. I was
Progress,
like, what does
the
it say?
blue.
Frog press? No, it says
Yeah.
progress.
He's in that frog press shirt.
Man, I would have loved to see a little frog press bench and something.
That's dope. He just shot. Good
So
sprawl. Good
Evan's on
sprawl
the
by
head here.
Evan.
Nice
Moving.
fast pace. I want to see him settle down just a little bit. You can be fast and get some stuff, but if you can slow down and crawl your way through it, you can get what you want to.
Slow is steady, steady is smooth, smooth is fast.
Less openings. You can control the space a little bit better. Evan's looking for a hard knee cut here. And he flattens out.
He needs to check
Beautiful.
the hip. There's the work, the north-south.
This is when I'd start making sure his hips stay down. Don't let him elevate any.
Isaac with some good camera angles, making sure we get a good look.
That's Keelan.
That's Keelan, yeah.
You switched them.
Oh, I guess I am over here on
Yeah,
the
you
switcher. The
control-
ones and twos.
Oh, that's
The
right.
ones and twos, you switched them.
Good guard recovery by Isaac. That was good to see. Evan already passed again.
Fixing to work him right back to north-south.
I think that's what he's wanting to look for.
And Brandon said it. You're always passing. You hear him coaching from the corner over here.
Well, that's what you got to think about. Like when you're playing jiu-jitsu as a chess match and you always want to be one step forward, if you stop and pause, you can go back. You're always moving forward. And if you keep the mindset of I'm always passing, your next move is I'm always passing to this. I'm always passing to control.
Staying mobile, constantly moving forward, looking to stay in control, stay on top.
Yeah, because even if you look like even if you're your mount, you're always passing.
Evan putting him in knee to belly now.
Oh, that knee on belly of Evans hurts. He drives that knee down.
And Evan, if I recall, he was like very aggressive in the PGF.
He still is.
He was like the bad guy of season 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you
Yeah.
watch right now, he's grinding that shoulder. So when I mean he's grinding, he's taking that point and just going at you.
Good. He's checking the hip, working around.
2.5 minutes in. Oh, wait.
Most of these guys are breathing a little heavy. He's going to look to work over to mount. He likes the arm triangle too.
He's got that shoulder of justice, just something there just to make him think about it.
Yeah. I mean, Isaac's doing a great job with his frames. He's calm. He's not freaking out or anything. Yeah. So Brandon's asking Evan to sit his hip a little bit on the opposite side and get up under the elbow to open it. You can't really open it when you're on top of it. You're going to need to switch your hip a little bit, get up under it, and walk it up.
He got that nub. He's in white belt side control. Up, switching back to modified side now. Up, coming to mount.
Yeah, so he's looking for that transition to mount this whole time.
Yeah.
Isaac's still got his knee in, though. If he can start walking that arm up and giving him something to think about, he may be able to slip his knee over. Yeah, that's what beautiful touch pass. See, I would not want to be Isaac right now. Evan is going to skydive mount on you, grind his head up under you, but he's going to look for that arm triangle. He really likes the arm triangle finish. Look how he's going to slowly walk his chin over. He's going to need to sink back a little bit. Even if he gets it right now, his shoulder and his arm's going to be over the face instead of in the neck.
As long as he's keeping this arm across, when he adjusts, his head can fall out behind it, and then he can shift his weight. I like the way he's keeping the control of that elbow and just smoking him. There it is.
That's what we wanted.
That's what we was looking for.
Because now he can sink back.
Yes.
He'll get
he
the tap
stepped
here.
off a mount.
Yeah.
Hover tap.
Yeah, look,
There
another
it is.
north-south.
It's a very good match. Very good technical kill.
Those were, man, the right side of the bracket that showed out. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole left side showed out, and the right side's like, well, let's just see what we can do. And they do not disappoint.
That was
Look, if y'all's friends are not watching the stream right now, you really need to get them on. This is some of the best grappling you'll watch anywhere.
That was a clean finish. I like how he caught the little nub and just kind of stayed patient, moved it up, moved him
Yep.
right into a hook choke.
Like you saw it when he got the chin catch. Like he got the arm over and he had the chin catch and he just walked it down.
It was picture perfect. That was
It was
amazing
beautiful.
technique there.
Such a beautiful finish.
All right, guys, welcome Brandon back. Oh, Brandon
And he's
stepping
gonna
outside.
chill a little bit.
Excited watching my guys. I gave you a tinkle, you know.
Yeah, dude, I've been so anxious just to like stick him back in the seat, but I'll stay here as long as you guys want.
So we can actually just kind of recap what happened on the right side of the bracket. In our first match, we had Kevin Cheryl versus Trent Creech. That was a pretty fun back-to-back, like back-and-forth match. But then Kevin got the back and secured that rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I was taking pictures earlier with the camera and stuff to try to post later and stuff just to kind of promote this thing a little more and all that. So, like thinking back to the stuff, like I wasn't paying attention to the action as much as I should have been. But man, everybody that showed up today has like wanted it, and you could tell they're trying to win that $2,000.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like I had a little oopsie again, guys. I apologize. Kevin got the baby twister. He also got the $50 bounty that was out on the baby twister. So
And $10.
and another $10. Actually, he got 30 in the chat from earlier. Yeah, so
Racking up in
handsome
it.
Kevin is racking up on the money right now. Y'all showing him some love. Make sure to show everybody love.
Nate Cason's quoting Evan's song. He said, "How many people you tap? A lot."
You can catch that anywhere on the Dream Show. Steven literally sat on the toilet and listened to that the entire season 2 of PGF.
I don't know if I needed to know that he sat on the toilet
So, like,
and
I would be
listened
sitting
to it.
across the room from him, and I would just hear a lot playing, and he would just be sitting there listening to it in the bathroom.
That's awesome.
All right, so our next match was Chris Presler versus Justin Duke. And Chris won via a north-south choke as well.
A lot of north-south chokes today.
Yeah, surprisingly, that's not really a super common submission that I see.
I don't know. It's kind of new for Mid-South Classic. Most of ours have been heel hook, straight
Yeah,
ankle in the past.
and typical like your rear naked choke or your DARS is what I typically see at Mid-South.
Yeah.
I like seeing the difference though. Like,
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You see people's games evolving and seeing people just putting in the work and getting better. And these guys are wanting this money. So it's really cool to see and like watch Steven, like watch how far this thing's come and how much work's been put into it. And it just gets better every time.
yeah, so for all the fans listening, that's just where the super chat money goes. It'll go back into Mid-South, or if you label it for a competitor, it goes to these competitors. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to keep putting on better shows, bigger shows. But first and foremost, we want to progress local jiu-jitsu, and we want to help the competitors.
What exactly is Super Chat?
So the super chat is where you can send money through YouTube and through the live stream, and it comes to us. Now YouTube keeps 30%, but the rest comes to Mid-South, or it goes to the competitors.
So that means that the people that are watching or whatever can donate to the athletes, to the Mid-South Classic.
Yeah, and they get to support it. So if you enjoy the stream, let us know.
Yeah.
Now, the last two matches in the right side of the bracket were Kevin Buring versus Chris Colsby. Kevin Buring went in there and got straight to Ashi, outside heel hook, probably the fastest match of the day.
It was definitely the fastest match of the day. Steven's wanting to know if everyone out there is enjoying the show. You guys let us know, comment.
Make sure you share with your
Fire.
friends. Go ahead and exit out and share with your friends. Right now, while we're in this little lull, as we're letting everybody get ready, battery changes, all that.
All right, guys, let's get it going.
And then our
We're
last
about to fire
match
it back up.
was Isaac versus Evan, and we just saw Evan finish with that beautiful, beautiful
Solomon and
Joe.
Onyx.
arm triangle.
Arm triangle.
That was so pretty.
It was very pretty.
So pretty.
All right, we're back at it.
All right, moving
go.
on back to the right side, left side of the bracket. We've got Solomon, the unbreakable Solomon Reed, versus Onyx Roland.
Unbreakable.
Yes.
This is going to be exciting. This is going to be a good match.
And they're both blue belts.
Both of these guys in their matches was just like getting after it.
Yeah,
A lot
I
of
think
energy.
Solomon's going to try for a leg lock on this one. Look at that cartwheel pass from Onyx.
Told you, these guys are just going to get after it.
You know, that's a scary thing when a man that size can move like that.
Yeah. Oh,
That knee cut was so hard.
Nice knee cut. It's heavy.
But Solomon,
Solomon
good
with the
card retention.
butterflies. He's probably going to look the cocoon right here, scoot his hips in.
I think he's waiting for the elevation. You like to feel a little pressure forward and then to scoot up under with the hips. Solomon's out of Orange Park. I can appreciate the inversion. But
Yeah,
Onyx has got
cross-trains
good
with,
base.
He trains at 10th Planet Orange County and
Orange
10th
Park.
Planet, Orange Park, and then 10th Planet Jacksonville with Brian
Okay,
Brown.
yeah. That makes sense.
Womp, womp, womp. Egghead threw in $5 to show you all how the super chat works.
Hey, thanks, Egghead. You're always you're just the best. Don't know if I've told you that yet.
Yeah, he always likes to keep everyone informed and up to date. I like following him and like hearing his take on things.
For sure. Now, see, Onyx is on top now, and from all the stuff that I've seen from him, he likes the armbar from judo side, from that scarf hold position, and then he likes Kimuras and Americanas. So I wouldn't want to be in the bottom of his side control, since that's typically what he goes for.
He's heavy.
I'd like to see Solomon framing a little bit more instead of just hugging him down.
You just kind of got him in this white belt side control, just
Yeah.
holding him, trying to get heavy, make him move a little bit.
Kai Johnson, that was my attempt at a womp, womp, womp for Lindsay.
Oh,
That was not a belch in your ear.
Did you
I'm
just
sorry.
belch in
Aw.
my ear?
do you need me to do the womp,
Oh,
womp,
nice.
womp,
Is that
Give it up
is
his
it?
back.
You have to do the womp.
And
Ooh,
going
that's
to
a nice
turtle.
womp, womp, womp? Not as good as Miss Lindsay's, though.
one. The Rotolo's giant cousin.
Oh, back take here. He's
Oh,
got the
yeah.
hook in.
It's a good little like treetop.
Yeah. I need his connection just a little bit better. He's going to that single leg. Is he going to twist into the arm triangle? I thought he was, but he decided to come back up.
He did a good job of getting him off of his back and keeping him from like settling in, hips in. Now he's got to defend
Back
his
to
side
turtle
control.
again.
Right back to turtle.
Maybe there's something he likes to do from turtle, or sometimes it's just better than being flat on your back. Sometimes.
Yeah, especially carrying that weight. And sometimes it's always reaching back.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So
I see that and I'm like, no.
yeah, my wrestling coach would be like, "Stop reaching back."
Now look at Onyx. Onyx is going to work him on the wall.
Oh, he's looking for a wizard, getting up.
I thought I was about to see a suplex for a second.
Oh yeah, he tried to hip in. Oh, he got him up. Oh, he did a good job of stopping that and staying
Yeah,
on
kept
his
his
feet.
base. He's looking for that Kimura.
I don't know if that wall over there could have taken what was about to come.
Oh!
He was looking to strip the grips.
Hello,
and
head
just
meet
set it in.
wall. Oh, head meet wall. Very hard.
All right, everybody, let's welcome Brandon back.
As he
He's standing here waiting on me to get out of the way.
motions
staring
his
at
way
you.
around.
Staring at me.
Just
He's saying,
breathing.
"This is my chair. It's not your chair. It's my chair." Okay, so we got Onyx on top and Solomon on the bottom. I think he's going to look for this Americana or Kimura if possible. Yeah.
Give me a rundown on this match so far. I was in the back talking
Yeah,
to the
so
guys.
so far, Onyx has been playing on top, and then it's been going to this turtle from here and there. And they just had it. They both just stood up and were wrestling. And Onyx choked Solomon to the wall.
That
Thought
part
he
I
was gonna
did
get,
see.
yeah, I thought he
Yeah.
was going to get slammed through the wall, honestly. We might
So-
have met Pepper.
Oh,
Pop.
looking for this
Yeah, this
rolling
is in a transition.
anaconda.
He's been doing the back to the turtle. So Solomon's been escaping the back and the turtle in, and Onyx has been in the back in the same
So
position.
it's been mostly a dominant ride for
Onyx, yeah.
Onyx. Looks good, man. He's looked good in both his matches so far, it seems.
I agree. Solomon may be able to transition on top here. Yep. I think Onyx may look for the electric unders here. Yep. Onyx has got the electric unders, and I think he might have this.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Look for the dog fight.
I mean, he's got the position that he needs to make it happen, but Solomon, the unbreakable Solomon Reed, doing a fine job on top. He's working that vice grip. Look at there.
And back up to their feet.
That was a nice use of the half guard to turn it back into your wrestling game. So that was really nice work there by Onyx. I like the way that he played that half guard. Didn't look like he was going to be able to get underneath for the sweep, which of course means that he was open on the other side for the get up, changing it into a
follow
single.
through. He just kept going and digging after it, and he got it.
Hey, that's what the Elkins boys taught me. The first rule is you got to want it. You got to want it. It don't matter what your technique is. If you don't want it,
You ain't gonna get it.
It ain't coming.
I like playing that little fiddler from here. If I can, I like to dig into their tricep a little bit just to aggravate. Scramble. Yeah, y'all might want to watch out on the wall. Those two guys coming at you.
Let them go. It's time to see somebody die. It's the absolute division.
I'm talking about, well, I mean, if you're a
squish the
audience,
competitors.
just get it.
Squish the competitors.
Take
They know what
somebody
they
out on
signed
the
up for.
sideline.
Right, kill two birds with one stone.
We're on top. We want to stay on top.
And these boys are breathing heavy. This is one of my favorite positions. Get out of the lockdown and then drive the shoulder into the face and either do heel toe up to pass or do the toesy pass while you're just driving your shoulder into their face.
3 minutes on the clock.
3 minutes left for these gentlemen.
Let's go.
If this goes to time, Onyx will have went to overtime in both of his matches, and Solomon will have he did a heel hook in his first match, so this will be his first overtime if it goes to OT. Nice and relaxed. I don't want to see Solomon going forward through the lockdown. I'd like to see him either go side to side or backwards through it.
Two minutes, 30 seconds to go here in this second round matchup between the unbreakable Solomon Reed, Onyx Roland. It's been pretty tightly contested so far. The winner's going to go on to take the winner
Step back
of.
for that honey. He shouldn't have stepped back for that honey hole.
Solomon and Onyx sound like a big boy stage name.
The winner's going to go on to take on the winner between Nicholas and Kevin, who both advanced in their first round matchups here.
That's Kevin Church.
Kevin
Yes,
Church.
Kevin
Yeah,
Church.
you know what? This is the bracket of extraordinary Kevins. We got 3 Kevins in this one.
I think everybody decided to name their children Kevin when all these guys were born within the same decade.
It's the right age.
Sean trying to catch them big boys over there.
Kevin, look, Sean's like, I got you. And Kevin's
Sean's
like, I'm
saving that
out.
Papa John's at all costs.
Now, they all protected the camera. They're like, protect the live stream. Good job. We got Solomon with double unders. But Onyx is putting weight in through his biceps there. And just
Ooh, he was thinking about that
collapsing.
lateral right there. There it is.
Oh, that was so cool.
Randy Roden over here jumping to his feet.
Randy's like, yes, this is my type of stuff.
Me and Randy locked eyes as soon as he overhooked
Ooh.
both arms.
Is he
and
in
then
on an anaconda
looked
or a
over his
Dars?
shoulder.
He's reaching through for a Dars. But
Is,
It's getting deep.
is he going to try
It's
to roll
getting
for it?
It's close. He just doesn't quite have
If
the
he can get
depth.
that elbow across and like chucks through?
Yeah, I mean, when you got that much meat up there in the shoulders. it does-
Right.
Oh, man, Solomon lives. 35 seconds to go. We're headed towards overtime, it looks like. These boys have been going at it. This has been a high pace. Whoever does advance, they're going to have to deal with the consequences of this kind of pace in their next round matchup.
And I mean,
Hey,
Onyx
look
been
at
doing them
that
cartwheel
pass.
passing and all that. These guys are impressive. There has not been any boring matches.
Oh,
today.
here comes the
Look, here
Kimura. Oh, Solomon's in trouble.
Oh, good. Follow through. Oh, man, that was a close one.
He reverses the Kimura, ends up on top.
Oh.
Beautiful
Time going
match.
Gorgeous.
What a matchup.
See, this is what I love watching matches like this. These guys are not disappointing, and every match today has been entertaining. You cannot find better quality matches and jiu-jitsu tournaments anywhere else. Just good here. Tune in to Mid-South.
$2,000 on the line for these boys, and they're fighting like it.
Yeah.
Hey,
16 men arrived.
that ain't a
Over
bad
half the
payday.
field has fallen so far.
You come in for a few hours of work and you make that much. I'm down for it. Onyx went for the armbar first.
Yeah. Interesting choice. What do you think about that, Sierra?
I wonder if it's a cardio thing or if he just wants the fast finish.
Maybe he's just more familiar with that. Maybe feels more comfortable there.
I mean, that's a good point. That's what I would do if that's in a more comfortable position where I know I have the highest probability of a finish or the highest probability of ride time.
Well, he's cooking a decent ride at Solomon. Just as soon as I say that, 29 seconds of ride time.
I think so. Let's see what Solomon can go with. Solomon chose the armbar as well.
Interesting, man. I think that's been the weapon of choice for the big boys here so far today.
I don't know. That's a lot of weight on your arm.
Well, it's a lot of what, you take the back, big boys start stacking you up. You've got a big guy on top of you. Just because you have his back doesn't mean you're not carrying weight. So,
but also even that's kind of like a two-sided sword here because in an armbar they can stack up and pressure you just as bad.
Solomon's got a good piece of
gonna
work going here. Oh, he's got the arm straight. He's got it.
Got it. Oh my gosh! Belly down armbar.
The unbreakable Solomon Reed by arm lock in overtime.
Nicely done. That was a great match. Those guys were at it the whole time. El Jefe is excited.
They got El Jefe out of his seat.
I'm ready, but not for you guys. I can level with that.
Nick and Kevin Church.
Oh, up next is Nicholas Creighton versus Kevin Church. Nicholas Creighton got the outside heel hook in his first match, and Kevin won via OT in his match.
It's a big size difference here in these two guys.
I think Nicholas is super comfortable in this guard. I'm not sure how it's going to go.
Listen, I'm usually super comfortable in my guard until somebody like Kevin sits down on top of me.
Imanari into honey hole, but that's a lot of pressure.
Oh, this is an excellent leg lock position.
Oh, he's
knee
going for the knee
bar.
bar. Can he pass it over to heel hook?
I mean, he's definitely got the position that he needs to try to make something happen here. He's cooking. He can switch off to that heel hook
That's what
right
I'm wondering.
there.
If he can pass it up.
But he's staying committed to the knee bar, maybe to his own detriment here. Is Kevin's starting to get his weight distributed. He's starting to feel comfortable enough to move and adjust his weight. Oh, very
good.
nice work.
But now he's in 50-50 here.
Passes it over to the 50, but he exposes his heel.
Good. He should go up under. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Inside heel hook for.
Did he get a pop out of that thing? Did I hear a big
I think
pop
that was
there?
a pop. That's what it sounded like to me.
Man,
I hope he's okay. Nicholas is showing out.
Yeah, inside heel. Quick.
Good transitions.
And great off balances. Just waiting for Kevin to overcommit his weight. All right, listen, I got to slide out of here again.
Oh, man, you gone again on me?
Yeah, so hopefully y'all don't see me again.
Who's my
Hopefully I'll
buddy?
have one of my boys in the final here.
Yeah, you got 2 in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so this might be the last time y'all see me.
Welcome back to the stream. We got Jimmy.
Y'all better go see Musgrove Trial Firm, though. I know that.
That's definitely sure. You can go see Musgrove or call the Musgrove Trial Firm and just talk to Buddy.
Yeah, give him a call. See what he's got to say.
678-226-1994. Call Buddy.
Y'all, I would give it up in the super chat. Those guys just put out.
Welcome to the stream, Jimmy.
Oh, this is going to
Squeeze
be a
back in my little spot.
match. This is going to be a fun match. So this is going to be Kevin Cheryl versus Chris Presler. Kevin won via the baby twister, and then Chris won via north-south.
the most handsome man in the room.
The handsome Kevin
With-
Cheryl. I forgot
with
handsome.
caveman South Dakota Chris.
Caveman South Dakota Chris? Is
It's
that what I'm saying?
caveman Chris or
On
South
track.
Dakota Chris? That was a beautiful.
I can say caveman Chris a little faster than I can South Dakota Chris. So we got caveman Chris and handsome Kevin Cheryl.
He would have stepped with that inside
Beautiful.
leg.
Oh, he almost had that.
He tried to get it. It was nice that time. He tried to hit it just then.
Yeah, you can tell he's a D1 wrestler for sure.
He's looking for those arm drags.
I mean, but Chris recognizes it. And he's doing a good job either moving with it or defending it, which is speaks to him working with
Actually
it.
looked like he was trying to re-drag the D1 wrestler.
He
Chris,
was.
Chris
He was.
actually has, I don't know what belt he is, but he has a lot of experience in judo.
Nice.
You know, that doesn't surprise me, actually. I can see that.
Judo and some other traditional martial arts. I'm not quite sure.
Man, I don't.
They're gonna start him back down in half.
It's more
like
kind of like a butter half,
Yeah.
but he has that unstable, go into that knee cut that he likes. But Chris is good at wrestling up from here. He may.
Oh, beautiful transition.
So from here, Kevin typically goes for a Kimura. Yeah, that's what he was digging for just a second ago.
He's sitting in the north-south. It looks like
But
he's
Chris
gonna
is
try to.
comfortable. He's not going to freak out or anything.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna
He's
try to
got
cook him a
the
little
bottom
bit.
arm isolated, doesn't he?
Can't tell from this angle.
Yeah, he's got the bottom arm isolated with his knee. He's going to finish that Kimura, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Top mount Kimura.
He loves that top mount Kimura setup. That's what I said he would look for earlier. He got the baby twister instead, but that was a good matchup.
That was a very good matchup.
The handsome Kevin Cheryl wins via Kimura.
Makes everyone else in the room feel mediocre.
Did he do his hair for this one too? He did his hair for the PGF Insider. The other
Wait,
day.
he did his hair.
It looks like
it just gets messed up, doesn't it? Or does he just like so good it doesn't get moved?
His hair just goes right back to where it was.
It knows he needs to stay in that look, that vibe. Okay,
So-
next up is Kevin Buring versus Evan Stapler. Kevin had the fastest match so far with the outside heel hook.
Kevin's looking to pressure.
So
and just
I would do a pressure pass and probably get low and try to keep him out from under me.
keep him out from lifting the hips so he don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I'd be like
getting his
sinking my
leg.
hips back and like it's hard to commit forward with these guys when they move like that. But he's got good arm bars too. He's going to try to hit that arm. That arm bar he's hitting on the far side.
Yep.
He hit this in one of his earlier competitions.
Oh!
Evan's looking
He's
to get
so heavy here.
and
You think he's going to go up under, like spin up under, and then continue with it?
he's gonna look to just pressure and then just
I think he's going to look to spin or transition when he gives an opening from Kevin's position. From Evan's position, I'm just like sitting there until I know I can get my elbow out freely.
so you can bump your elbow out.
Yeah. Kevin,
There it is.
Evan's good about posture here. He's good about keeping his chest up.
There it
But
is.
Buring's going to invert to the triangle here. He swaps to the other side arm. And he's going to swap to the triangle. Look at that.
That is amazing. The switch that he just made.
It's high level. That was high level execution of it.
Evan's doing such an amazing job of keeping the hips cased and just staying heavy.
I mean, he makes it unbearable, and that you can see it in Kevin. Like he's not exactly comfortable where he's at.
And it's just his posture with his weight. It's just posturing in with his weight.
Yeah. Is he going to swap for the triangle now? Or is he continuing on the arm bar? Because he's got an opening on both. Oh, that's arm bar.
Got the
Dang.
tap to the arm bar.
So both the Kevins have moved on.
We may have the Kevin Championship play out right here in the semifinal.
But is it the Kevin Championship when because Premu's not here.
Premu's not here.
All
So
right.
we'll give us a second to set back up. Bring everybody back in.
Kevin is beyond his years by Mr. Strongbro.
Okay, so moving on to the semifinals. After we have a little break, these guys have earned that break. We have Solomon versus Nicholas. Solomon won in overtime via an armbar, and Nicholas won via an inside heel hook. Out of these two gentlemen, Nicholas has spent the least amount of time on the mat. Solomon went to overtime, and he went later in the round in his first round.
So he's got the quickest finisher so far.
Solomon has more time on the mat right now.
Oh, he's got
Nicholas
more
has been on the
time.
mat less, which
Gotcha.
sometimes can be advantageous. I'm excited to see how that one
Yeah.
goes out because Solomon's been trying to play from the guard when he starts.
When for me personally, like I always kind of like having a good long match at my very first match because it kind of gets me warm and in the zone.
Yeah.
I don't like coming out and then having these quick matches because then after you have that quick match, you never really had a chance to warm up. Now you're going against these guys that have already warmed up and already got in the zone and they're feeling like ready to grapple.
Yeah, I've seen that like happen both ways. Like there's some competitors who thrive when they get out there, just get in and out. They're just done. And then there's some competitors who like that longer. Their body just likes it longer. Like they do better. They're just zoned in.
And I'm such a like I'm a fast starter, but then I hit this like stride. And once I hit the stride, then I'm a good competitor.
You're just steady and going then. Yeah.
But I have to find that stride. If I have a quick match and then I don't hit that stride, it's hard to get there. It's hard to get there.
Because like, you know, each competitor has their own way of doing things. Like they got their own warm-up style. Like for me, I just like put AirPods in, put some music on, and I start either jogging or stretching. But I like the in and out matches too. Like my body likes that. I can go in and out, done.
Makes sense to me.
And then the next side of the bracket for the semifinals, we have the handsome Kevin Cheryl, who won via Kimura, a mounted topside Kimura. And then you've got Kevin Buring, who won via an arm bar. These two gentlemen trained together. They also competed against each other in the PGF just recently. It's always interesting seeing teammates go at each other because they're usually really familiar with the other person's game.
And it's usually excited because they want to bring that energy back. Like, hey, I have
bragging rights.
Yeah, I have the bragging rights.
Yes.
You've seen that with the brothers in the PGF too, the Elkins brothers, and it's just so fun watching those in-house those in-house like rivalries, but they're also fun, all in good fun.
Yeah, and Josh Shelverton, you're right. Cheryl did beat Buring in the in-house tournament. I love that match. That was one of my favorite qualifier matches of the season. We'll see how it goes. I mean, that means Buring's got a little chip on his shoulder to kind of get at him, at least for me. Like, I'm so competitive with my own sibling, let alone my training partners. Like, if I was in a competition with them, I'd be like, look, who's coming back to the gym? I'm going to love you either way, but I want to come back the winner.
So who's had the longest match so far that's in the finals?
The longest mat time?
Yeah, who's been on there?
Solomon's been on the – okay, so for Kevin, Cheryl, and Kevin Buring, Kevin's been on the mat longer. Okay. But these two haven't been on the mat long at all.
Yeah, I know a couple of them went the distance to overtime.
So none of the Kevins went to overtime. They've all had finishes. So Baby Twister and Kimura for Kevin Cheryl, outside heel hook and armbar for Kevin Buring.
Yeah, Kevin Buring actually surprised me today. That's the one that just
he's been training for 14 months and is a blue belt.
And he's got a heel hook finish and a armbar. And the armbar was the transitions from one arm to the other for armbar. That was amazing.
There's people who've been training for years who can't do that.
No.
Okay, I'm one of those people. I can't do that.
We do that drill in the school, and that was one of the hardest things that I had to teach because I'm like, no, you have to like pendulum, you have to move your hips
and moving your hips. Yeah, and that hip movement and the way he keeps his hips up is he doesn't ever look like he gets fully collapsed when he's inverted. Because a lot of people, like, you can see their back, like this, they feel like they get pushed down. Yeah, he was engaged the whole time, even in his inversion.
All right. And it threatening a triangle to get the armbar and stuff. It was amazing.
He has a high level understanding of jiu-jitsu and its concepts. And I call it, you give them a predicament or you give them two choices, and each choice they make is wrong.
Yeah.
No matter what choice they make is wrong.
Semifinal.
And the first match is going to be Solomon Reed versus Nicholas Creighton. How do you see this one shaking down?
I have no idea. Both of these guys, like Solomon wants it. You can tell just by like how much he's dealing with and putting in there. And
All right, roll everybody.
Yeah. Oh, so see, now we get to see Solomon from standing. Inversion to a honey hole. He
in
may
on
get
the
this.
leg. He-
He needs to be heavy. I would be sprawling my leg back. Because when you go forward, you're kind of giving them the momentum to go up under you.
He's actually putting a lot of pressure on his own knee here.
Yeah. See, yeah, he keeps going forward. He may finish, like be able to get into the position he needs to finish. Like, I would be sprawling back. I would be taking my weight back and trying to pin my knee down just a little bit.
Yeah, instead of driving all that, like.
Because when you're going forward, especially like Sean's guys too, and the way he's moving, it gives you the inversion, or it lets you straighten it out. It lets you kind of manipulate the leg. If you make your knee light or you make your leg light, that's when it gets moved.
And that's when
like
you
just
can,
right
yeah,
here.
You can lift them up and get in on the attacks. And
he's still in honey hole, so he's in a stronger position.
Solomon is the bigger grappler here, so
you know what? Knees break all the same, no matter how big you are.
Yeah, it's
sort of. Sort of. There are some guys out there that got some thick old legs.
You know what? They are. And there's some guys with some thick legs, but
he's getting
that
up on
that ACL still pops the same way.
Trying to close the distance between top of that foot. There's the turn.
He's transitioning to that knee bar. He's going to get that knee bar finish, I think. Did he just get? He just straight up bent his knee
He just
back.
bent his knee. He's strong.
Told you.
Yeah.
Look, you get my knee like that, and it's just staying there. It's breaking. Look at that fall through. He kicks all the way back through. Yeah, that's what Sean was asking for.
Sean was asking for that, for him to kick his leg over and come.
Because that's what his guys do a lot. Kevin Buring did it a few times, and they kick that leg back into honey hole. It's poetry in motion sometimes.
It's actually really nice hearing the way Sean coaches and how calm he stays while he's coaching his guys, and just
he's like away from it. Like he's not so emotional that he can give you clear, concise.
And he just lulls,
direction.
like he just lulls you into listening to him. We had one of our guys competing against one of his guys, and I was listening to Sean coach and was like, I got lulled into the way he was coaching. So all right, he's in on it.
He needs to drop his hip in and flip him over.
He's looking to stay heavy to keep him from picking his leg up.
He can invert under though.
Oh, there he is.
Look
He
at
broke him
that.
down. Got it in. He's in on the heel.
I'd like him on his shoulder. There we go.
There's the finish of the hook.
Inside heel hook.
That was a nice inside heel hook. Oh, he's a little upset. Here.
That might have been a pop. I don't know if I heard it.
I think it was a pop
Yeah.
because that went all the way over. Sorry, I kind of feel bad for saying that ACLs tear the same way.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong, but that's how I think about it when I go after your leg. It all breaks the same if I do the mechanics right.
One of the things that we went and we was like hanging out with Dean Lister, and one of the things that he said, he was like, this one is a $10. This one's a $10 break, and if you go to outside, this is a $10,000 break or a $60,000 break. So inside versus outside, like if you're gonna choose to kind of let one ride, you want to let the $10 fix ride versus the
$10,000 fix.
Have your whole knee shredded.
Man, so the way that Chase Hanna told it to me, he's like, the inside heel hook's the bomb, where the outside heel hook is the deadly assassin.
Now for the Kevin
rematch. I'm just going to call it a rematch because they always end up against each other. Like wherever I see them, they're always going against
Looking
each
to
other.
pass.
This is what I expected. I expected Buring to sit and for Cheryl to pass.
He's doing a good job of keeping his knees in front of him and making him have to like use a lot of energy to get past.
His guard retention is insane.
Josh says he hopes both Kevins die miserably and slow.
Hey, well, there that is.
I mean, can you do it to him, Josh? I
I
can't
was
help
going to
with
say,
that.
Yelverton, you got him.
He got the inside heel hook. Nicely done, Buring.
He saw it going that way.
Well, I guess are they 1 for 1 now? Kevin Cheryl's won once, Buring's won once.
That was nice.
Everybody said their money was on Kevin.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, they're not wrong.
My money was on Kevin.
If they hadn't forgotten the belt.
Okay.
That's funny.
So our final match is Kevin Buring versus Nicholas Creighton. And they have Nicholas has won by all heel hooks. He's won by 2 insides and an outside. And then Kevin Buring's won with an outside heel hook, an armbar, and an inside heel hook. Are we going to see the leg lock battle?
I don't know.
Like just battling it out.
Yes, like just duking it out.
What do you think, the people?
Yeah, let us know. Like, are we going to see a really good leg lock exchange, or are we going to see a different side of one of the competitors?
Welcoming El Jefe, a.k.a. Bobby both of them.
Bobby both
of them.
What are you talking about?
Talking about Nicholas versus Buring, and how do we think that's going to shake down? Are we going to see like a really high-level leg lock exchange, or are we going to see like a different side of the competitors, maybe a different game?
I think they're both going to definitely going to end up in some exchanges. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of that, but the finish probably won't come from that based on probably their levels of experience with each other. From what I'm seeing today, both guys are sharp. Both guys are really coming at it like crazy. This has been wild. I didn't have either one of these guys actually in the final on my side. No, I didn't really know that much about Nicholas, to be honest with you. I knew he was going to be a sharpshooter coming down from Minnesota. Like they traveled and camped all the way down here.
That's insane.
Yeah, they were like camping out in like the 15-degree weather last night.
Okay, so that's why they were all like decked out in that gear. And I was like, did y'all just come out from camping? So I wasn't wrong.
They did. They came from camping and we're here. Him and Pat. I can't remember Pat's last name at the end of this right now.
Dutton.
Dutton. There you go. They both. Yeah, they drove down and competed. Reminded me a lot of our homie Zach Edwards that came through in one of the early Mid-Souths and did like the 14-hour trip just to come and compete. So that always has a special place when somebody's willing to do that and give up so much to come and compete and things like that. That just proves how much they want it. So that says a lot.
It does, for sure.
Buring is super sharp.
So, yeah, that's funny. So on the right side of the bracket, I had either Buring or Cheryl in the final.
Okay.
Like that was my semifinal matches. I was like, it could go either way. And I thought Buring might like have a little, not a chip, but like your training partner beats you in the qualifiers. You want to come back and win one on the string. So like I was leaning towards Buring a little bit. Even though I was like, well, I think Kevin's the favorite. He's my favorite on paper. Cheryl is. And then Buring was, he's like, nah, I'm the favorite today.
Well, there's a lot of like really big dudes in here that also know how to play the modern jiu-jitsu game. It's not just big guys trying to hold each other down and stall it out. They're moving around. They're trying to catch the submissions in motion. They're going for legs now. You know, big guys are jumping off on legs.
Yeah, and then those cartwheel passes and floating passing.
Right. It's just this has been so incredible, man. I don't know. I hope everybody in the video is enjoying it as much as I am.
The people are excited.
This is like not a single boring
they're
match.
calling for Buring to win.
It's been so exciting.
Is this what the people want?
The people are saying that Buring wins.
I think it's a lot of the homers maybe talking because we got a lot of people that are more familiar with Kevin than Nicholas. But Nicholas is a beast, man. He's out there. He's throwing it down. He's got the track record.
Oh yeah, from what I've seen,
so
he knows his game. He's comfortable, and he capitalizes on the mistakes.
Yeah, he chases it and he knows where to change. He knows how to stay on it and keep changing. So
Josh says he's probably going to do some weird stuff like spiral guard invert underneath him and steal the change out of his pocket.
Is it this something y'all like to do?
Interesting move.
Josh, are you stealing people's change out of their pocket on the mat?
Buick with an R. Brooke. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, I'd like to see Kevin get spiked on his head, to be honest.
Brewett? Oh my gosh, it's a Buick.
They forgot the belt. So
that's why
that didn't count.
That's it. None of that mattered.
Oh, so it doesn't count because they don't have the belt with them?
That match might as well not even happen, in my opinion, because they didn't have the belt.
We need the true Kevin matchup.
We need the stakes to be for everything. This $2,000 is nothing. The title for the greatest Kevin of all time, that's really what they needed more than $2,000.
Yeah, you want the bragging rights.
It'll pay a lot more off in the long run.
I mean, you got that many people with the same name. You want to be the best out of all of them.
Definitely.
There can only be one.
Thank God there's not many Sierras, so I can just be the best one around here.
For sure. Well, I am going to step out for 1 second and make sure that I have everything ready for after this final match to take care of
the
our
winner with some
competitors.
money.
And yeah, I'm going to give it back over to Sierra, Isaac, and Mr. Brandon. Thank you, everybody that's tuning in. I'll be back after the main thing. We'll come and do like a little post wrap-up show, myself and
a couple of the athletes or whoever's around. Yeah.
Others.
People. Others. All
Yeah.
the others.
Get some different
LFA
sounds
out.
up on here. Some different points of view.
What's been your favorite match all day?
Oh man, that's so hard. Like these matches have been so good. Honestly, I liked the Kevin Buring versus Evan Stapler match. I thought that one was just fun to watch. And the reason I like that one so much is because of the transit. Like Evan's posture and weight and pressure in those positions like was on point. And then Kevin's transitions from armbar to triangle, armbar. That was poetry. It was so fluid. It was beautiful to watch. Favorite submission though, that baby twister's kind of cool.
That baby
twister
twister
gets it.
Yeah, I was a fan of that. What about you people in the comments? Do y'all have a favorite moment as we prepare for the finale? If you're in here still, go out there and invite your friends to come watch the final, and then they can go back and watch it later on whatever channel you're on.
And if you feel like supporting some of these competitors or like you want to give to some of them, that super chat's right there.
Still open. Nobody has closed that super chat.
Yeah, super chat's always open. Stays open.
Hey, we need it. All right.
Yeah.
2 G's.
Yeah, somebody's about to walk away $2,000 richer. That is a nice payday for a few hours work.
Yeah, it's a few hours work, Sierra. But really, the guy who comes out and takes that money, the hours that he's put in the gym
Way more.
is
Would the baby twister still get 6 points?
he's probably being way underpaid. The baby twister?
In the PGF, would it be 6
I
points?
think we'd have to go with 6
I'm
on
about
it.
to say, if it's got Twister in the name, I think it deserves
But
it.
see, that's why I had a tough time getting behind it, because now we're just talking about a regular old neck crank. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, they both sit. This is what I was wondering, if I'd see them both sit.
Man, we saw some really great leg locking so far from both of these guys. Of course, Buring in his first match got that quick outside heel hook over Colesby.
Yeah, in his last match, he got a quick inside heel hook against Cheryl.
Oh, see, I didn't realize this was the final. I just
This is the
walked
final.
out, and so we had 2 quick taps then in the semis.
Yeah, we're in the finale.
Oh,
This is the
Jesus.
finals match.
I'm an idiot. Man, I'm an idiot. So he outside heel hook?
No, he inside heel hook Buring.
And then
Cheryl.
how did Creighton advance?
Inside heel hook against
So he's got 3
Solomon.
heel hooks then.
Yes,
Sound like
so-
they're both all 3 quick.
So Kevin Buring has 2, an inside and an outside. And then Nicholas has 2 insides and an outside heel hook.
And then Buring got that
Look.
arm lock. Oh, Nicholas
Yes.
looking good on the legs, man.
Yes.
Oh, he's got that outside heel.
Oh, he may get
tough
that.
entanglement.
Oh,
he got
Nicholas
it.
Creighton with an
Oh, wow.
outside heel hook to win.
Dude, what a big win.
That was insane. He drove
Creighton's got the money.
He drove all the way from Minnesota and just won.
4 subs too, man.
All
Is that the
heel
most
hooks.
dominant performance we've seen at the Mid-South so far?
Aside from Chase Hanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
That was
Nicholas
insane.
Creighton.
He came out here, spent the least amount of time on the mat.
He's getting jumped in the parking lot.
No, man. Hey, great performance today. Was that 3 heel hooks?
4.
4? Well, okay. I wasn't sure what the other one was. I might have missed one of my notes there. Is that what you thought you were going to do the whole time on the way coming in? You expect
Oh, yeah.
heel hook everybody?
Oh yeah.
That's what you do all the time?
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
That's what
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard about you on the way in is that that's what you're going to do. You're going to be a sharpshooter coming in from people's legs.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm super happy you came down all the way from
Oh,
Minnesota.
yeah.
You guys drove, camped, all that stuff to come be a part of this. Put down a beautiful performance, man. So much respect to me. Like, this is your time. What do you want to tell everybody?
I just want to thank all my teammates at Next Level Combat. That's 10th Planet St. Paul in Minnesota. I couldn't have done it without my coach, Nate Kleinfeld, and all of my amazing teammates down there. If any of you guys want to come visit Minnesota, Next Level Combat's the place to go for no-gi grappling. I want to thank my friend, Pat Dutton, for accompanying me on the drive down here. We always have a saying. Whenever we come to these tournaments, we always say when we're in the tent, we say, we've already won. No matter what happens, we're going to go there and do our best. And we know we've had a good time coming down here and getting to meet everybody here. And thank you so much for coming out here. I look forward to coming back next time.
I want him to look at the camera and say, "Oh yeah," one more time.
I need him to say it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need it.
"Oh yeah."
He's got his winter coat on under there.
You know, he needs his own little rash guard that says, "Oh yeah," like we did the "What's Up, Carol" one. Oh yeah, Nicholas. Oh yeah, Creighton.
Well, all right. People,
Guys, that's it.
That
The
was
Mid-South Classic has come to a close.
that was an exciting tournament. That is one of the best tournaments I've got to watch.
Man, I can't believe I literally stepped outside for maybe like 7 minutes to talk to my two competitors and just kind of with Chris and Evan and just kind of go over review the matches with them. And I come back in, and there's been 2 submissions in the semifinals. So I didn't even realize we were on to the final yet. So
I know the semifinals went super fast, and then the final went fast. Those guys were out there to get in and out and get their job done.
yeah, I dig that. I dig
I
that.
do too. That's the style I like.
Kevin Buring over there icing his ankle. You hate to see that. I think he's okay. I think he's all right. He walked off the mat without any assistance. But, man, how impressive is Creighton on the leg lock game?
Insanely impressive. Like, he understood where he was at, and he capitalized on everything.
And he, like Stephen was talking to him, he did exactly what he came to do. He knew what it was going to look like before he got here. He meditated on it, spent time with it, knew exactly the paths that he was going to be taking, exactly the strategy that was going to bring victory and put $2,000 in his pocket. And that's what happened. He came out here to the Mid-South Classic, to the Absolute, and is he the smallest guy in the bracket weight-wise? He's got to be close.
He's going to be close. It's going to be between him and Buring, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
those two are on the tiny side compared to the rest of the gentlemen.
So really, at least one of the smallest guys in the bracket comes out here into the Absolute
And wins it.
and goes home 4 subs, all quick, a pretty easy day's work for the champ.
Yeah, I mean, he made quick work of just about, I mean, I hate to say it, he made quick work of everybody he was with.
He did.
And the thing is, like, when you come in with the mindset, I've already won, and you have that mental, you're just ready. Your mind's ready.
And I'll tell you something else,
It's there.
Stephen Aiken. I'll tell you something else. He got out here and did quick work. He's probably got enough time to stop in at Parkway Automotive Sales, check out a nice used vehicle for himself. If he does,
distinct possibility.
If he does, he just got to head out to 4800 Russell. That's where they're at. Slide on into Parkway Automotive Sales.
Head out and get yourself a new car. Well, new.
On the way over there, he could call and chat with Buddy.
Yeah, just in case anything wild happens. Even if nothing wild happens, you just want to see what Buddy's got going
Just
on.
say hi.
Just give a little chat to Buddy.
Number scrolling across the bottom of your screen right there.
678-226-1994.
1994. That was a good year.
What happened in
If you
1994?
like Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, 1994, that's the year for you.
That was 4 years before I was born.
All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to go kill myself. And it's nice talking to you guys.
Steve, you want to come here and talk?
Yeah, let me bring the commish in right here. Commish, you want to sit down and talk to me for just a second? You got 5 to spend. Let's jump in here.
Yep,
Let's see
I'm
what-
going to head out here, guys, and give it over to the commish.
We're gonna bring in El Jefe right here. El Jefe, listen, man.
Whoa.
Oh, hey,
Excuse me, Brandon.
got excited there.
I'm so excited. I can't even put my headphones on.
The real commish is here.
That's right.
The real commish, the real El Jefe
We're out here doing
in
this
the
thing.
flesh. Bobby, both of them.
All these AKAs.
You got a bunch of AKAs. You need a bunch of names.
I do a bunch of things.
It's true,
So-
and you do them all well. Great tournament today, man. What are your
Thank
What
you.
are your initial thoughts?
Oh, immediately, I am beyond excited right now at how well that went, how exciting all the matches were, because I think coming in, a few of us were nervous with some of the bigger dudes that it was
For
going
sure.
to turn into like a push-pull fest.
I
of
definitely
loser.
had those concerns.
Quick hot take. This was 10 times better than the Who's Number One card the other night.
Yeah, I don't even
So-
think that's a hot take. I think that's
So,
just like that's
fact.
standard issue take.
Just regular
That's straight out of the
facts.
box take.
So, yeah. Hey, thanks, Riley. I appreciate it, brother.
Riley, nice to see you.
But yeah, dude, just such a high level of guys coming through, blues and purple belts. I think maybe one guy was a white belt. I'm not sure, but I think everybody was at least a blue belt that was in here. 300 pounds down to, I think, about 165, 170 is our lower weighted guys. Wyatt Montgomery, Kevin Buring. I think those are probably the smallest weighted guys. And then to see Nick Creighton, who's also probably one of the smaller ones, and Buring be in the final.
Yeah, super fascinating, man. You know,
with
that's just
heavyweights.
it's a testament to the power and the strength of technique. Power and strength are great.
They matter.
I want that.
They
I
matter
want
a
power.
lot.
I want size. I want strength. I want speed. But good is stronger than strong. That's what I tell my guys all the time. Like, good is stronger than strong, and good is harder to get than strong. Good
Hey,
is,
see you guys.
It's harder to acquire skill than it is to acquire strength. Anybody jump in there and acquire strength with a little time,
for sure.
little guidance. But it takes a real disciplined and dedicated martial artist
There's
to come out here and do what those guys did today.
exactly that's the point I was about to try to make, is like the level of commitment that it takes to step out here and do that.
And belief in self.
Right. To make the trip down here from wherever. Nobody here is from Perry. None of the guys are my guys. There was not a single person this is their home team that they came and competed. So it wasn't like that. Everybody drove. They had to come probably at least an hour, except for Lance, who came from Cole Miller's about 20 minutes
Oh man,
away.
he looked great.
Dude,
straight off the bench.
Straight up, so much respect to Lance. I've known of him and about him through Cole and different things like that for the last few years, and he's always talking about how great Lance is and how like his technique's so strong and how
I thought he was the best that we saw in the standing grappling department.
Yeah.
Particularly the work that he did on the wall was just really, really good work on the wall, grabbing up singles, switching position, taking the dominant position against the wall, grab that single, run the pipe, pulled him down to the floor, always fighting back into a good position when he found himself outmatched. So
not making the big mistake, right?
Yeah.
That's the fundamentals. And I think that's what people, where the confusion comes in. Sometimes people are like, oh, fundamentals, they're thinking a bunch of like a specific move. And I think the fundamentals are things like that.
yeah, the fundamentals are a set of ideas
Yeah.
that power every move. Right?
And he was doing everything as right as possible in those exchanges and went against a stud in Kevin Church and went all the way. And I was like,
And Kevin Church came
Super
off
impressed.
the mat looking like he'd been in a fight.
he had, yeah, it was tough. It was a scrap. And I don't know if anybody expected that. So, dude, my respect for Lance, who I had not met until today, really is like through the roof. And I stopped him outside before he got to leave because literally they drug him in from open mat. I was like, hey, before you leave, just let me know what's your real weight and stuff. So that way, next time we have anything, I can make sure that you have a spot like on me. You're my guy. Like, you don't have to buy in or like, don't worry about that. Like, if you
You're
want
invited.
it, you got it. Like, you tell me you're in, you're in. And same kind of vibe I had with like Manning Leverett. That's how me and Manning became tight because we were here.
I remember that.
And he
in
jumped the
last
200-pound bracket at one of the Mid-Souths and did really well, just like cold like that. So that's to say that this is the kind of stuff. These are the gangster grapplers. These are the real dudes that are out here trying to push the sport forward in a bunch of different ways. They're blue and purple belts or whatever, but they're actually out here doing it. They're not hiding. They're trying to test their skill against each other and at the highest level possible all the time, you know.
So I know you got your hands full. I know you got to get out here and speak with these athletes and do El Jefe stuff. But what can we expect to see next from the Mid-South? When are we coming back?
We haven't really set a specific time for the next one yet because we're going to probably be looking to, we haven't done the final parts of it yet. We got to get a lease signed, but we're probably going to be moving our gym to a bigger location. That should be around March 1st. And so then once we get that settled in, we'll have a better handle on when I can open myself back up to more stuff like that. But the next one expected to be bigger, expected to be.
Should we be looking for that, what, in the fall, winter?
No, I would say before summer for sure. Probably
You're looking to turn this
like
thing
as
around
soon,
quick.
yeah, I would say April or May at the latest if I could do it, to keep it in the, just have to see what the schedule looks like for the rest of the world.
What's the vision? What's the vision for the Mid-South? Is this something that we're going to continue to see $2,000 cash prizes with purple belts? Or are you you want this to be local, or you trying to blow this up and make this one of the biggest ones?
No,
What's
definitely.
the vision?
Definitely want to make it as big as we can,
Okay.
like within reason. Purple belts were what we chose this time because it was the first time we stepped up to the 16-man bracket, and we had been doing 2 8s. So we had two different weight classes that we were running, and so we stepped up to 16 and just combined the pot. We still added in the extra to make it.
I thought it
big
was
out.
nice, man, to be honest
So-
with you. I liked the 16-man bracket. I like that you're able to pay the athletes an extra grand.
Yeah,
because of that.
that made it better
Thought
to
that
me
worked
too.
out
Yeah, I
better.
thought that was a better play. That's why I decided to do it. And so I think after this, now we're going to go back up to where we look for the higher level guys and asking for the black and brown belts and stuff to come in and pick their shot. Weight class wise, we've done 200.
Have we seen the ladies yet in the Mid-South?
We tried one time. And yes, we did. Actually, Sierra competed
right,
that one
Sierra
time. And Anna Kadaj won that one. I think it's how you say her last name, from Atlanta.
I know you're talking about.
And Sierra was in that one, Kara Blackburn, and Elizabeth Allen. We had like we ran a 4-person because we didn't have, we couldn't fill it up with 8.
It's tough. The ladies scene, like we want to see it grow. There's a lot of talent in the ladies scene, but the number of female grapplers in the South is a lot smaller. The talent pool is smaller, even though the talent level is just as high.
And listen, this is not a flex in any kind of way other than the fact that it's the truth. For all those tournaments, we're putting in extra money to make sure the tournament's up to $1,000 for 8. So the 2,400 of that comes out of our budget. Nobody gives us that at all. Like, we have to take it from sponsors or find out how to get it some other way. And then when that ladies bracket happened that way, I still put in the extra money again to make sure that they were made whole for their efforts, even though they didn't quite fill it all the way out. So again, the super chat, I don't even know how it did. I don't really care. All that stuff's going to go to the different athletes and the different things that it took to make the show go. So we appreciate the fans, anybody that's watching it, that supports us. Like, that's one of the big driving forces behind it too. Like, otherwise I would just do it in here. I don't care. Like, the first idea I had was October or so of 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. Boogie came over and we did a seminar, our first seminar at school. And you were here for that. And like, just having so many higher level guys in the room, I was like, oh man, I miss this so much. I miss it so much, man. I hate being in charge every day of being the head of everything.
Yeah, who ministers to the ministry.
Right.
You know?
And so like, I was like, how can I get this vibe going close to me here where I don't have it? Like, it doesn't exist here. It doesn't exist, And so the only way I could think of was just to do it, to make it myself. And so we were going to just run it here in-house, no stream, I didn't care. I was like, if anybody shows up, we're going to put the money down and we're going to roll, and I'm going to watch it. I'll referee it. I'll keep the time and pay them out.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, I love this stuff. Thank you for letting me entertain myself. Here's some money.
Well, Stephen, I know that you got to get back to work, but we all the staff here, myself, Sierra, and I know I speak for all the people in the chat. You had a great audience in the chat. Nice numbers. I know I speak for everybody when I say thank you for what you're doing for jiu-jitsu in the South. It's been a pleasure having you back over here after your stint in California with all those guys. We're thankful for the time you spent there, but we're thankful to have you back and out here doing what you do for the local scene, man. So much appreciated. Go BL Hefe.
No, thank you so much, Brandon. And dude, coming out here and having you on the commentary, to me personally, it meant like a huge level up in what we were doing overall.
Until I missed the whole semifinal.
Dude, see, I missed that you missed it. So that's how excited it was about it all. Like, but honestly, like, we got to plug in some different people to try some different things like that. Like, Jimmy's one of my good guys. He's a brown belt under me and stuff like that. So let him come in here and roll the whole thing and see what happens. That's how we do it. That's what we're doing too. It's like, it's not just about that. It's
a community vibe.
We're trying to help all of our people find excellence in whatever they're doing, and if they like to touch it, we want to give them the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? Speaking of the touch himself, all right, I want to step out and stuff, so I'll let you guys get it going. You want to talk for a second or not?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, cool. All right, we're gonna get off to Sean and Brandon.
The Sean Applegate show. This is liable to make the show go long right here.
We with that.
Bro.
Hold on a second.
Steven got a little head. I'm surprised by that. It actually threw me off a little bit.
Hey, congrats on the great tournament from your guys today.
Yeah.
Sent Buring to the final. Ankle's okay?
I think it'd be all right.
Yeah, he popped a little pop there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough choices to
Hey,
make
that's the way
out
the
there.
game
And it's
goes.
funny because I told him, like, we were talking about somebody taking a break, or one of the guys from last night, Fight to Win, said he thought about letting some guy break his arm or something. Not one of my guys, another guy, but I was like, what's the difference between tapping or getting hurt and then tapping? Isn't anything to do with the match. It's just the next day when you get to go back and train. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is just an ego play. It really is when it happens. But Sometimes you get snuck up on. That does happen. That's not generally the way it goes. Generally, there's plenty of time, and you let it happen to you. But I mean, Kevin looked like he fought it off pretty well. He had his legs straightened out there. There was a good bite, of course. The bite was really tight. Nicholas looked great all day. Just really professional leg locking skills. Excellent entries, great controls on the knee lines. Just really beautiful digging and breaking mechanics. I was really impressed by him. I didn't know that we were going to see that out of him coming in.
Yeah. So yeah, we watched him and we saw the leg attacks and stuff like that. And I told Kevin, like, look, man, when you go against him, like, we're looking at the mechanics and stuff he's using to control, specifically the Solomon match, you know? I'm like, so the control isn't overwhelming. You just need to actually defend and pull your leg out and not just sit in there like he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, cool, no problem. And then as soon as he grabbed Kevin's leg, Kevin literally just sat in there with him. I was like, why? Like, I was like, when have you ever defended a heel hook by reaching forward ever in your life? And he was like, yeah, man, I just kind of.
Well, just sometimes in the gym when I get tapped, I do it that way.
No, he in his own words, he just kind of got in there and just like blanked, you know what I mean? And he's been training for 14 or 15 months now, man. Like, those things happen in the beginning of your career, especially competing. You get out there and you blank or you get tunnel vision and you just lose focus.
Yeah, those things happen at the highest level. We just saw Cheryl do that in the heavyweight UFC heavyweight title matchup. 2-2 going into the fifth, and then he gets on top and makes a ill-advised, I would just call it ill-advised decision to fall back on the heel hook.
Interesting enough, I would blame the entire final round as much as you can without just saying, it's obviously his fight to win. On his coaching between rounds 4 and 5, to be honest.
I didn't hear the coaching.
When I listened to the coach, I don't often listen super close, but I just happened to be paying attention. And in between the 4th and the 5th round, Cyril Gane's coach, all he said to him in that corner was, you can't lose. You have to win. You can't lose this fight. And basically,
so
Cyril
he went out and took
he went out there and panicked.
Some risk.
He went out there and panicked instead of going, hey man, you're up 2 rounds. Let's just win this round. Let's get this belt. Let's get out of here. Keep your head in there. One more round, baby. Let's go. And no, it was you. Listen, you have to win this fight. You cannot lose this fight. And the amount of pressure on an athlete when you say that stuff to him.
That usually comes from insecurity from the coach, in my experience.
I felt that way, but
I need you to win this one for daddy.
Yeah, I didn't want to
make me feel like a good coach.
I didn't want to say it, but since we're putting him on blast, I was like,
go ahead. I don't know him, so
yeah.
I don't even know who it was. I don't even know where he trains.
I don't want that message. Let me get out of here.
Well,
somehow he hears this. He's in the message. Heard you were talking shit,
bro. Get up in the spam folder.
Anyway, straight up, yeah. So straight up the coaching, but yeah, Buring did well. He competed last night and he competed today.
Same for your other guy, Kevin Cheryl.
I told them going in, I was like, look, if you guys just want to pick one, it's cool. Like, you guys shouldn't feel like you have to go out here and do both of these things, Kevin's also competing. Kevin Buring is also competing in 2 events in the same day next weekend in Orlando. So I'm just like, you don't have to do this, When we got back from the PGF that Monday, he asked me if he could do 2 events in Orlando on the same day. And I was like, savage, can you just take a deep breath for me? Or,
Yeah, you can't take a deep breath when you're 20 and hungry.
That's true. That's 100% true.
A guy, that's part of what makes him special. Is like, no, I don't want the breaks.
Yeah, he's driven, man. So anyway, it was good for him to come out today and do his thing, get some reps. That's what all this is, right? Just reps and reps and reps.
I always tell the guys, nobody really cares till black belt.
No. And so, it was good for him. And you know what? That's the first time that he's ever in his competitive career gone out and blanked in a match. Like, he's lost matches. He's underperformed. He's been put in places he wasn't familiar with. It's done the same thing everyone's done in that regard. But he's never blanked out there before and just done things that he doesn't do.
Well, you know what, man? It's going to be a great learning moment for him. You know how it is. You've competed and coached at every level, so you understand. You need those experiences. Those often become the most formative and important experiences that you have in your competition career. Like, I don't remember all my wins, but I do remember every time I got tapped. I remember them very vividly.
Yeah, 100%, man. And these guys, we have a lot of these conversations about mindset, performance, and stuff like that. So they know, like the first thing he said when he came out the mat, he's like, yeah, man, I just panicked out there. I don't know why I did any of that. And I was like, well, you know what I mean? Like, that happens.
Being able to
dude.
be honest with yourself's a huge part, and that,
Well.
and both of those guys, including the rest of your team as well, just a great testament to what a phenomenal job you're doing, what an amazing coach you've turned into. It's a pleasure watching you do your work on the side and watching your guys do their work, man. Thanks for joining the broadcast, Sean.
Yeah, man.
We're
Appreciate
gonna wrap it up over here. Where can everybody catch up with you?
You guys can check it out. Travelgate 10P on Instagram. Don't try to add me on Facebook. They shut me down a long time ago. I got no room over there. And to make room for you, I got to delete somebody else. So it doesn't work out for me. I'm the one that gets blamed for everything. So Instagram, Travelgate 10P, YouTube, 10P ATL. Got training vlogs as well as like coaching videos, if you're interested in that sort of thing going on over there. And that's probably the best way, YouTube and Instagram.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Congrats to you and your guys.
Thank you, man.
Looks like we're going to bring on the champion right here, young Nicholas Creighton.
Yeah. The coach is YouTube.
Throw those cans on there.
The people want to know, can he make 55?
Oh, yeah.
The people want to know if he can make 155.
155. I made 155 one time for a jiu-jitsu. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I made 155 one time for a jiu-jitsu tournament, and leading up to the tournament, I didn't eat anything for 4 days straight.
Oh my God.
All I did was just drink gator juice.
Gator juice?
Yeah.
What is gator juice?
Salt and water.
So it's not even Gatorade. It doesn't even help the gator. It's the juice of the gator.
Yeah, just salt and water. And I had to do that once the previous week and then another time leading up to the tournament.
Man, you shouldn't cut to 155 then. I don't
No.
think 155 is the move, guys.
No, I gave up on that. I was
What did you come in weighing today?
I think last time I weighed myself, I was 185-ish.
So
maybe
85.
186, yeah.
Man, you look phenomenal out there. Tell us a little bit about what your strategy was coming in. Your leg locking entries, your points of control, your digging mechanics, your braking mechanics, all super on point today. Tell us a little bit about what does your training look like that led you to the results that you got today?
Well, so to answer your first question, sort of what am I looking for? What's my strategy? Typically, I start with pulling guard, right? I try to play an inside kind of game with a butterfly, open butterfly, and I don't tend to do too much closed guard for the most part. What I'm mainly trying to do is I'm trying to get an elevation off of my left leg. If I can get that, or if they're standing up and I need to pull them into me, I'll typically grab with my opposite arm. Usually people grab with the same leg that they're shin-to-shinning with. I try to grab with the opposite one, pull myself in, then do a handoff so they can't do a pass quite as easily.
That's what you did in that first match, right?
I think so.
I think that was the play that you made in that reverse. We call that a reverse entry. I don't know what you guys call it, like the Connie Basami style.
Yeah, and then typically I try to start off with that mainly because when I start off with that, people tend to prefer a lower to the ground game.
Yeah,
which is where I really want the game to be if I can do it.
Just then I get your tilts and your off balances easier there.
Yep, exactly. And unfortunately, you guys didn't see too many of my my usual low to the ground honey hole entries, which is what I've been working on. But I ended up doing a lot of that Kiss of the Dragon stuff, a lot of those inversions, grabbing into that honey hole, reversing the reversing it,
back out the other way.
roofing it. Yep, and I really think that the sort of the highlight for me was actually against I believe it was my third opponent. Was that
Kevin? Was it Cheryl that he had in the third match? Who did he have in the? You had.
He had a blue rash guard on. It was Kevin. I think it was Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin,
the big guy, Kevin Church.
Yeah, and it was against him. It was very interesting.
You had a lot of there's a lot of Kevins out there today.
Yeah, there's a lot of Kevins. It was super interesting against him because he was able to push off. He was able to escape from a lot of those, and just as he was about to escape, I managed to just barely grab his leg and pull him back in and invert off of that and gain the finish from there. I'm not going to lie. After that third match, I was beat. Yeah. I was so exhausted. I was like, oh God, I hope that they give me a few minutes to rest.
And then that next match happened in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, my forearms were almost numb after that third match.
Well, man, I tell you what, you take that money and shake those arms out.
Yeah,
put 1,000 in this hand, 1,000 in this hand, and work it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? it was a fun time coming down here. I don't know if you guys ever do any camping at all, or
I don't ever do that much camping, but it's Pat, right?
Yeah.
He was telling us about your trip. Well, I got a chance to spend some time with him earlier, and he was telling us about y'all's trip. Tell us a little bit about, is that your normal routine that you guys take?
Yeah, we kind of figure that, the usual thing that people do is they take a plane down here and they sit in the hotel and, they watch Law and Order or something right on TV, right? That's the best. They have the Law and Order channel on TV. It's like Ion television. So, but the way we figure it is like, you're not going to be doing anything in your hotel room anyway. For the most part, you're either going to, go out to eat or go drinking or something like that. But, you can't do that before a tournament. So what we try to do is we try to go to National Forest. We stay for free. We save, a little bit of money on the the hotel room, the flight, that sort of thing. And we get our car. We don't have to spend money on renting a car. We can go wherever we want. We can stop wherever we want on the way. After this, we were planning on heading over to the Daisy Fresh gym just because it's on the way. It's up in Illinois.
Fun,
yeah, up in Mount Vernon. So that'll be fun. If we just flew up here, we wouldn't have those sorts of options. And it just wouldn't be as fun of a trip. And staying out in a forest, you go in there, and it's so funny because you go in there and it's totally dark and it's terrifying. You're driving in there, there's no one around, there's no reception. You're just staying out there, and when it's cold out, it's almost like a battle for survival because you have to start up the tent stove. You have to try to keep things warm.
Like it just stokes your warrior spirit in a different way.
Oh, for sure. And what it is it's a challenge, right? You go to a hotel room, it's cushy, it's easy, and everything like that. But there's just not the same satisfaction of accomplishing that sort of challenge.
Super interesting, actually. My friend Scott Elliott. Hey, take it easy, Mike. Tips. My friend Scott Elliott, he's a black belt under Eddie, and he's a deep martial arts background before he ever got into 10th Planet. But he has all his fighters, like once you come to him and say, hey, I think I want to be a fighter, he makes you choose a weapon. You have to learn to train with a weapon. He says training with a weapon just opens up the warrior inside in a different way. So it's interesting to hear you say that. Like for you, that's like connecting with nature and connecting with the survival instinct. That's fascinating. I've never heard anybody say that.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys know who Greg Nelson is up in Minnesota? He I don't know if you follow him on Instagram at all, but he's got kind of a fascinating story. I don't know if you know this, but he's sort of
cancer survivor.
Yeah, he's a cancer. It's actually even worse than that. I think he was the first person to ever survive stage 4 cancer of the spleen.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And for a while there, I was training up with him and some of his guys up there, and he's 50 some years old. He's still rolling with people, right? He likes to train with weapons. They up there they have like firearm Fridays and stuff like that. Yeah, all sorts of interesting things. But
he comes from that CSW background too.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he was under Eric Paulson for a long time.
Okay, interesting.
I think he's still associated with them.
That's super cool.
They're all super diverse martial artists, study all kinds of different styles.
Yeah, absolutely. And I figure speaking of Instagram, I should probably plug mine.
Oh yeah,
my Instagram is Jiu-Jitsu Addict MN. It's you can also follow me on Facebook. That's where Instagram and Facebook is usually where you're going to see a lot of the activity.
What can we expect to see from you next? Like what's on the calendar for you?
So in the upcoming months, I have a couple more of these tournaments. I believe I have one coming up actually locally in Minnesota. I think it's a $5,000 absolute tournament, and there's going to be a lot of monsters in there. It's it's an interesting format, very bizarre. They go for 4 minutes, then they have you rest for a minute, and they have points for takedowns but no points for sweeps. Very strange. Very strange.
What's the name of the promotion?
I think it's a Zebra and Ignite promotion or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is. That's one that's going to be coming up. Another one done by the same people who did the Baddest Blue Belt tournament. They invited me to a tournament they have going on. They haven't quite announced it yet, but they sent me the invite and kind of.
So you're a blue belt?
No, that was a couple months ago.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna say I had you down as a purple belt on my paper. But
right. Yep. And
how long you been a purple belt?
December? No. a little bit after I got back from Worlds.
Okay, so pretty fresh though.
Yeah,
Pretty
just
fresh.
after
Take it easy,
Worlds,
man.
I actually got 3rd place in adult Worlds, and just after that, I came back and my Nate Kleinfeld gave me my purple belt, which
Awesome. Congratulations. Man.
yeah.
Well, obviously well deserved. Listen, man, I can't wait to see you. I'd love to see you. I know you're 185 right now, but I would love to see you in that EBI qualifier.
Yeah,
coming up.
I believe that's
Make that
one
trip to Cancun with us if you win that thing.
Is that 170?
170 pounds. Yeah.
That's one of the things that I was thinking about doing, but I sent him a message. I haven't really gotten much of a response.
You're not going to get it from Eddie. You need to message. We'll talk after this. I'll tell you how to get in. To get in there.
Yep. I think is it the EBI official one?
No. You know what? I'm talking about the 10th Planet qualifier specifically. You're talking about the EBI Open qualifier. But the 10th Planet qualifier is at Los Angeles. I got the dates and stuff on that in my pocket here. We'll check it out, and I'll give you the contact info.
Yeah, I'm interested for sure.
Yeah.
But usually I can only do about one tournament in a month. But if it's something like that,
I think it's February 20th.
February 20th.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be.
And then the tournament itself, EBI, is going to be March. The weekend of March 12th. It might be the 13th.
Right.
So that whatever that weekend is.
Right. Yep.
Well, listen, man, I'd love to see you over there. It was a pleasure to watch you do your thing today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Listen, come back down here and defend your title next time.
Yeah, let me know. I'm interested in coming back for sure. This has been a fun trip, and it was obviously a great tournament, and I look forward to defending my title.
All right, great job, man.
Thank you.
Nicholas Creighton, the absolute champion, joining us on the broadcast. Isaac.
Yep.
I believe that's it.
I think that's everything.
I believe that's everything. Big shout out to Musgrove Trial Firm, Parkway Automotive Sales, El Jefe.
Yeah. Bobby, both of them.
Bobby, a.k.a. Bobby, both of them. Stephen Aiken.
Everybody subscribe to the channels.
Big shout out to Papa John's for not coming over here and yelling at us during the tournament. And a big shout out. The production team doesn't get love. But big shout out to Isaac for playing the producer role today. Conscious Keelan on the camera. Sierra, great work.
You?
I was phenomenal.
The best part was how great you were.
Yeah, the best part was when I totally missed the semifinal because I was outside talking to
I almost missed it, and I was running the stream.
Dude, it went so quick. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Great to have you. We really appreciate you supporting the jiu-jitsu community here in the Southeast. This is what we need. We need your viewership. We need your support. We can really grow this thing into something special by continuing to work together and support one another. Thanks for joining us for the Mid-South Classic.